It's time for Mount Vernon Rams baseball on WMIX, on your radio at AM 940 and online at WMIXsports.com. Rams baseball is presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ren Lake College. See how you can save thousands on your education at rlc.edu. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto, Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, Raising a Hospital, Raising the Bar, Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, and also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Sarah Staley, your country financial agent, Heartland Accounting, and by Central Christian Church. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski in the WMIX Sports mobile studios for Mount Vernon Rams baseball. Rams pregame show starts now.
And good afternoon. We welcome you to the frozen tundra that has become Brendan Klein Memorial Field. Bound for the Rams baseball today against the Waterloo Bulldogs. We'll tell you about this matchup between the Rams and the Bulldogs coming up on your Rams pregame. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside here from Mount Vernon. We need to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you set for this one. It's a rematch of last year's regional semifinal between the Mount Vernon Rams and Waterloo Bulldogs. This is Rams baseball from WMIX Sports.
I'm Michael Stack with a look at your next rad weather. Cold with times of clouds and sunny skies. This afternoon's high 39. Very cold with clear to partly cloudy skies. Tonight's low 18. Sunny skies blending in with a few clouds. Remaining cold on your Thursday, high 36. A bit chilly Friday with partly to mostly cloudy skies. High 46. Cloudy and cool with the possibility for a shower Saturday, high 51. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
How does 0% financing for up to 84 months sound on many Ram 1500 trucks? Hi, Roy Schmidt Dodge dealer at King City Chrysler Center, Mount Vernon. I thought that sounded great, but could not believe it when I saw 0% plus $3,250 in customer cash on 2013 Ram 1500 quad cabs, big horns, and express models in two-wheel and four-wheel drive. Finance through Ally Financial and save some massive money on the 2013 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. We have plenty of Rams to choose from, but don't wait. You do not want to miss out on the performance of the 2013 Dodge Ram. Come talk to us about 0% financing plus $3,250 cash back through Ally Financial at King City Chrysler Center, 1603 Broadway, Mount Vernon, or browse our inventory online at kingcitychrysler.com.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
Learn to live healthy, learn to live well, and learn how you can live free from unexpected medical expense with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance and the Page Agency. Health insurance that covers hospital, medical, and surgical expenses offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount, too. Rising medical costs don't have to be a problem with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance. This is coverage we hope you'll never need, but you just can't be without. Call the Page Agency at 242-7000 about a major medical health insurance plan today.
Back to the WMIX Sports mobile studios. This is Rams baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, Brendan Klein Memorial Field from the WMIX Sports mobile studios. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside. It's going to be a cold one today from the old ballpark. It's the Mount Vernon Rams host the Waterloo Bulldogs. A rematch of last year's regional semifinal that went 9 innings. The Rams, of course, succumbed to Waterloo 2-1. The Rams have succumbed to Waterloo twice over the past two postseasons, once in a sectional championship and then last year in that regional semifinal from Waterloo. Chris Hugo again, Danny Czerwinski is alongside. WMIX and WMIXsports.com, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Of course, we'll get you your starting lineups here in just a moment. We'll meet the Waterloo Bulldogs, of course, first, as they'll bat first here in this road contest for the Bulldogs, who will be dressed in orange today.
Well, leading off will be pitcher Allie Quittenauer, leading batting second, Zach Schaub at second, batting third is center Ethan Ruff. Third baseman, Reed Hoffman's in the cleanup spot, followed by the DH, Logan Muse. And in right field will be Taylor Brumfield. Batting seventh will be Jeremy Reddick at first. Taylor Verner's in left. Batting eighth and batting ninth will be Johnny Albers. For the Waterloo Bulldogs, who are opening up their 2013 season. It's probably the hardest aspect of that to believe. And, of course, your starting lineups presented by Central Christian Church. Log on to thenewscentral.com. You can watch their service times, watch their webcast, find their service times
And complete information about Central Christian Church, log on to thenewscentral.com. Central Christian Church is loving God and loving people. To be the right-hander, the pitcher today, Alex Whitnauer, getting us started. For the Rams on the hill, to be Brock Fulkerson, putting his 1-0 mark on the line. Backing him up in the infield will be Sawyer Harrison, Matthew Williams, Trevor Flota, and Colt Metter. His catcher will be Colin Young. I'll say about the outfield after this first pitch of the ball game, which is inside on the inside corner for a strike as the first pitch comes at 4:31. Where's the outfield today? Pat Bradford in left. Out in center field will be Landon Thomas, while Jake Pike is out in right. Second pitch. Ooh. Like it catches the outside corner, but it just misses. It'll be 1-1 strike here to get us started for Alex Whitnauer. Understand we go into play baseball next year at the collegiate level. See what happens out of the lineup. Fulkerson this time. Tries to pound the inside corner again, but misses high, 2-1.
It's going to be hard to snap a curveball off. Wind chill at 24 degrees, wind blowing out of the northwest. Gripping a baseball won't be fun.
Not at all. This one's going to be right down the middle. Tried to break again. It'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. A little foul tip to the backstop. Glad to have you with us, courtesy of Community First Bank of the Heart. Community First Bank of the Heartland, where they welcome you back to personal banking. Cold one, 32-degree temperature to start us off. The curveball will just miss inside. And the count is full to Whitnauer. Wind chill of 26 unofficially. That's actually recorded at about 3:30 today. I'm sure it's getting a little colder since. Ooh, trying to pound again, and this one's going to miss high on the full count offering. And Whitnauer will take his base to start us off, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Zach Schaub. Here with 1 on and nobody out in the top half of inning number 1.
Key for Brock Fulkerson, A, you got to work ahead. You got to keep your fielders on their toes, staying in that range, and B, work quickly, but not too fast to get yourself out of a rhythm.
Temperature going to be a factor of some games going on today. Believe it or not, this is not the only one in progress. Wayne City softball is at Benson. You have the Woodlawn baseball and softball teams in action today. Alton baseball is in action against Cahokia. Some of the games going on, but especially around the I-70 corridor, at least in the Uppingham area, not much taking place. First pitch, we swung a miss by Schaub. He falls behind the count, 0-1.
There's not a lot of games taking place south of 64 either. It's a minority of games today.
Yeah. And Carterville's still headed to Carbondale today. I'm going to bring you some sports today on our scoreboard update. We wait for the 0-1 pitch with a runner on and nobody out. This is going to be popped foul over the first base side over the dugout out of play. And just like that, it's 0-2 to Schaub with a runner aboard and nobody out here in the top of the first. No score yet. Brock Fulkerson on the hill for the Rams. Again, 1-0. Had a pretty good outing against Pinckneyville just a week ago. As we wait the 0-2 pitch on the right-hander Schaub. Rough to follow here in the top of the first for the Bulldogs. That's going to be a ground ball in play. Can they turn 2? It'll be to Flota. Over to short for 1. Williams will fire to first for the next one, and that is going to be just 1 out. It'll be a fielder's choice.
So in the cold weather, the turn up the middle was way too slow. Ball exchange from infielder to infielder. That allowed Mr. Schaub to get down the line without any issue.
So 1 on. The runner's on first base with 1 out at the top of the first. That'll bring up our first lefty in the Waterloo lineup. It'll be Ethan Ruff. Reed Hoffman stands in the on-deck circle. He's a righty. The right-hander out of the stretch is Brock Fulkerson for the Rams. As the infield playing tight, possibly for a double play. Hits the outside corner that time with a left-handed bat. Quickly, it's 0-1.
Interestingly enough, in the rule book, you can heat yourself, you can heat your hands. Bats have to stay away from the heater. Cannot heat bats up today. They have to be out in the open.
Interesting. It's very intriguing. Runner gets a marginal lead off of first base. 0-1 the count. Here comes the next one. Swung and a miss outside. 0-2. Yeah, you don't think about things like that, but that does make a lot of sense.
Can't have the bats near heaters. They have to be outside. Both teams, their bats outside by the fence. That keeps them, the players, behind in their dugouts.
Runner off of first, of course, is Schaub. Gets a nice little lead off first base. At the plate is Ethan Ruff. Fulkerson gets set, ready, throws. It's going to be outside, possible pitch out, 1-2. Good waste pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the first. No score yet here from Brendan Klein Memorial Field. One of the few games going on in the area, let alone on the radio here today. We're glad to have you. The runner will go for second. This could be a soft ground ball, first base side. Better will pick it up, step on the bag, 3 unassisted. We'll bring your second out as the runner Schaub advances to second base.
Yeah, swinging bunt that time down that thick grass. Again, obviously still dormant, yellow on top. It's starting to green a little bit, but this cold stretch that we'll have over the next couple of days won't make it come out any faster.
course, the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. Next time you need an oil change, get your appointment online, FordSquare.com, KingCityChrysler.com. And, of course, both sites will get you the service appointment you need for your vehicle. Here comes the first pitch on the way. Curveball that time to Hoffman. Catches the low edge of the zone. It'll be 0-1. Your umpires stay on the infield, Justin Wyant of Benson. And behind the plate, of course, is John Downey of West City. Runner in scoring position, RBI chance with 2 gone for Reed Hoffman. Pitch on the way for Polk's going to catch this high, 1-1.
And it's the case for Waterloo. This is their first time out against somebody else. Opening game. Interesting to see how they react in a situation not so great for baseball today.
Exactly. Opening game of the year, as Danny just said, not the best of weather circumstances. As the 1-1 pitch will catch the inside corner to Hoffman. Falls behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I would say you're going to have to be swinging today because the umpires aren't going to have you stand up here with a dinner plate strike zone. You're going to get a big zone today.
He's been helping. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone. A runner on second base for Lou here in the top of the first with no score. Pitch on the way. Pounded to second base. Floto will pick it up. He'll fire across the middle in time. As the Bulldogs strand their runner here in the top of the first, through 1/2, no score. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, I'm Bria Ashby with Community First Bank. It's always my goal to make the transition to Community First Bank as easy as possible for our customers. Our handy switch kit helps in doing just that. Whether it's direct deposit, auto transfers, or online banking, I'm here to help. Come see me at our 42nd Street location to open your account today and let me remind you how banking should be. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What is good sports talk, really? Around these parts, it's the WMIX Saturday Sports Show. Every Saturday morning after the 8 o'clock news. With a vast assortment of interviews and knowledgeable in-studio discussion. It's the most content-driven local sports show on the radio dial. And it's every Saturday morning after the 8 o'clock news. Only on AM 940 and WMIXSports.com. Where you can listen on your computer, smartphone, or any device. It's all made possible by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Rams Baseball today, as always, is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. They welcome you back to Personal Banking. See Bria or Debbie Ashby at either Mount Vernon location. Community First Bank of the Heartland, online at ComFirstBank.net, member FDIC. We need to meet the Center Christian Church batting order for the Mount Vernon Rams as we're batting their way here in the bottom half of the first with no score.
Matthew Williams, Landon Thomas, Colin Young, the cleanup spot, Colton Metter, Pat Bradford, Thomas Weber, Trevor Flotus, Sawyer Harrison, and Jake Pike, 7, 8, 9.
There you go. Matthew Williams will get us started. Whitnauer, the pitcher on the hill today for Waterloo. First pitch is going to be missed. Low and away for ball 1 to Williams. Gets ahead in the count to start us off. So Williams, Thomas, Young. Start us in the home half of the first for the Rams. Whitnauer, your pitcher, gets set, winds, fires. Here it comes, right down the middle. But even the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Your defense today for Waterloo, your catcher is Johnny Albers. From third to first, it's Reed Hoffman, Sean Gwynn, Zach Schaub, and Jeremy Reddick. We'll run down the outfield after the 1-1 here to Matthew Williams. The right-hander stands in. Soft ground ball, picked up by the pitcher Whitnauer. He'll scoop it over to Reddick. And 1-3 is your first out here at the bottom of the first inning. Outfield-wise, Taylor Vernier, Ethan Rupp, and Taylor Brumfield for the Bulldogs. Left field to right field here in the home half of the first. Oh, wow. Landon Thomas, the left field, gets set. Cold day from the ballpark. We got underway at about 4:31. Here on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. This Thomas shows bunt, pulls back. That's not going to matter. It's a strike on the outside corner. And the left-hander, Landon Thomas, falls behind 0-1. Wow. We await the 0-1 with the bases empty and 1 out. That's going to be a ground ball at the first base side. Whitnauer over there to field the position. Scoops again to Reddick, and 1-3 will be your second out.
Yeah, and this is a problem. It's a 5-pitch inning so far. So I'd like to see Colin Young come up here and be as patient as he can at the dish. Just to see some pitches here from Whitnauer in this first inning.
We'll see what happens as Young stands in with the bases empty and 2 gone. And I have a feeling you're going to see a lot of what we've seen already here in this first inning of play. Cold day. It started out as 32 degrees. Winds out of the west-northwest at 7 miles per hour. Makes it feel like 26. As Young takes a fastball inside, 0-1.
Got the feeling one of those days like O'Fallon and Columbia played 16 innings yesterday.
Well,
Columbia came out on top.
We hope not. We wait the 0-1 pitch. Whitnauer gets set out of the stretch, comes, fires down the middle, 0-2 now to Young.
Three-quarter thrower is Whitnauer, who comes sidearm to some right-handers. We've seen here.
They're definitely playing Young to pull, with the center fielder shading well into left. At least left center. 0-2 the count here to Young. He'll take it low and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right fielder playing a little close to the line, but maybe a bit of a security blanket for the Bulldogs in the outfield. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone, nobody aboard, and a scoreless bottom of the first inning. Next pitch on the way. Ooh, that's going to get away. You'd have loved to have had that with a runner aboard, but give credit to Young as he's worked the count 2-2.
Kind of day, if you had a hot chocolate stand, you'd be a millionaire.
You betcha, because you could charge whatever you want.
Or if you had a box, you could have a heater.
Yeah.
You could charge rent.
Yes, great day to have a sweet 2-2 coming. Misses outside. Full count now to Young. Pretty good at bat here for Colin Young with 2 outs and the base is empty. Extending the inning and extending the pitch count here on Alex Whitnauer. Right-hander, kind of as time called by the batter, rather emphatic time. Everybody just trying to stay warm out here. Don't forget to find archive Rams baseball broadcast online at WMIXsports.com. The 3-2 is going to get away. Gets away from the catcher, and Young will head down the first base, where it'll put a runner aboard with 2 gone for Colton Metter.
Clayton Reeves will be the courtesy runner for Mr. Young, who is sporting the San Francisco Giant high-top sock.
Oh, I saw somebody
Landon Thomas.
Yeah. At LTZ2, I believe. One of our many Twitter followers. We hope you'll do the same. We are on Twitter at WMIX Sports. As Metter will stand in the right-handed bat with a runner on and 2 gone. We're in the home half of the first. Whitnauer gets set, checks the side, now fires, and it'll be outside for ball 1. Good eye by Colton Metter, the right-hander.
A run early can go a long way. Because of cold and everything, you're not going to put up a lot of runs today, no more than likely against the quality of pitchers that are on the hill.
No kidding. A Waterloo Bulldog team that's into the Rams season the past 2 years. As Metter gets a piece of one, sends it foul to the first base dugout, well into the parking lot. It'll be an even count of 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll look for a Red Lake College player of the game this one. At Red Lake College, you can save thousands to your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to find out how. Good luck to the Warriors men's basketball team tonight as they advance in the winners bracket. At the Division II National Tournament, the National Junior College Athletic Association. 1-1's coming. That's going to miss low. 2 balls and a strike to Metter. They play South Suburban, something along those lines. It's easy not to know some of those names. Up there in Danville. When our set, here comes the 2-1 on the way. That's going to be fouled right back to us. Nice bounce. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pat the bat, comes to the bag. Stop
Trying to say you want to go chase foul balls.
Amen. That'll get him loose. That might bode well if Metter can keep the inning going.
Body core temperature up. Do some squats using your main muscles. That way you keep your body heat going.
Nice. 2 balls, 2 strikes with a runner on and 2 gone. Home half of the first. It's scoreless here from the King City. Metter powers 1. Foul territory. Look out. That cleared that row of vehicles over there. I mean, just cleared to keep
that one through. Had a missile-like effect to it, except he fired a scud that time, and thank goodness it didn't hit anything over there with 4 wheels.
It's one of those where you're happy if you paid your insurance premium. It's Tony Weldecor, State Farm Insurance, our scoreboard sponsor. Not going to get many scores readily accessible on a cold day like today with many having canceled. I'll tell you about Tony. If this inning continues, the 2-2 is going to plump Metter. Reeves was headed to second base. And that'll bring out Pat the bat.
Yep.
We'll see if that bodes well. As we told you.
First baseman will run in and talk to the pitcher. He shows concern for a guy getting hit. First and second now with 2 outs. You need a little dink-dunk. I think with the way it is, you got to try and treat Whitnauer kind of like a left-hander. You got to try to think middle out. And with the wind blowing to right and right center, you need to start hitting that way and use that wind to your advantage to the gaps.
That'll bring in Pat the bat with 2 on and 2 out in the first. He gets underneath this one, first base side. Reddick will give chase and unable to hang on. That'll be a loud strike for Pat the bat. Nothing to 1.
That's a break. Going down toward that fence, and it's at the first base dugout, too, which, surprising, he didn't get a lot more chatter out of his dugout to let him know he had plenty of room. Kind of alligator arms it as he got by the fence, and it dropped out of his mitt. It kind of hit him in the palm.
Of course, for all your insurance financial service needs, find Tony Wilt in his office on 42nd Street. Online at TonyWilt.com, or look for the White State Farm Jeep around town. Temperatures hovering around the 30-degree mark with winds coming out of the west-northwest at times. They don't feel like it's in the 20. Not 20, but in the 20s. There we go. 0-1 to pat the bat. Ooh, gets a piece of this. Somehow that got through the net. Suddenly I don't feel quite as safe.
Yeah, exactly.
0-2.
Yep.
Luckily, we're at the spot where there are no holes for right now.
It doesn't matter if there's a hole or not. Because I can always be the first to make a hole.
Well, that's a spot where it's been kind of spliced together, and it came right through. 0-2 is the count. 2 gone, 2 aboard here for the Rams, threatening. Bradford bloops one right to the shortstop on the ground. Quinn will pick it up. Second we go. And 6-4 will retire the side as the Rams strand a pair here at the bottom of the first. We're through 1, no score. This is Mount Vernon Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
You'll notice right away that Second Chance Auto doesn't depend on fancy sales gimmicks. Instead, you'll only find honest deals with no credit checks and instant approval. Take your income tax rebate and use it on the great quality used vehicle you really want. Cars, trucks, minivans, along with small, mid-size, and full-size SUVs. Most priced under $10,000 with 3-month or 3,000-mile warranty. Family owned for over 32 years, serving the families in our region. Located on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582.
The Brothers Grimm hit the Wren Lake College Theater with an epic fairy tale where worlds collide. Into the Woods premieres Thursday, March the 21st. Take a look at the darker or grimmer side of fairy tales, dealing with the themes of responsibility, consideration, and everyday values. See the latest Wren Lake College Theater masterpiece at 7 p.m. Showings Thursday, March the 21st through Saturday, March the 23rd, or the matinee at 2 p.m. on Sunday, March the 24th. Tickets are only $12 at the door, or call the box office at 437-5321, extension 1467.
Back to Rams baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And we welcome you back. Rams baseball, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. For all of your banking needs, see the fine folks at Community First Bank of the Heartland. 5 Jefferson County branches, Woodlawn and Dick sign at 2 right here in Mount Vernon. And welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski, WMIX and WMIXsports.com. If you're tuned in for the WMIX News with Jim Dalveris at 5 o'clock, as Youth Brumfield Reddick will get us started here in the top of the second. Of course, news today at 5 will be on 94.1 FM with Jim Dalveris. Youth behind the count, 0-1. Now swings through a fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. Youth, the designated hitter, of course, for the Bulldogs.
Quick working getting here. Both teams, this cold weather, a run or two is going to be hard to come by.
Amen to that as we await the 0-2. Ooh, nice break to it, but Youth was able to wait on the hang instead of foul to the Waterloo Bulldog dugout.
He hit that one off the handle.
Yeah, he did.
He was trying to thwart that pitch from being a strike. Did a good job of swinging late.
No balls, 2 strikes, still the count. Here it comes, off speed that time. Ding. Tries are done, and it's 1-2. 0-2. Ooh. All-Stars and Stitches, they do fine work printing banners and signs. They do all of ours here at WMIX Sports. Next pitch is going to be in the dirt. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Youth. Of course, All-Stars and Stitches just west of Benton High School. Our call Big Dave and the crew down there at 435-5555. One of our Rams boosters. Going to do it without him. We greatly appreciate it. 1-2 is on its way. Right down the middle, sit opposite way. Right field side shading foul toward the fence. Pike did a good job giving chase, but slips out of ground. We're back on the air Friday. Rams will head to Triad to make that one up, weather permitting. Saturday, the Rams scheduled to have a doubleheader with the Greenway from Mattoon.
The weather don't look very good.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't look good Friday, doesn't look good Saturday or Sunday, which could hamper all kinds of things. I think the break we got last spring is long gone.
Amen. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Youth, leading us off here in the home top of the second inning. Bell tips 1 to stay alive. Count stays the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top 2, no score.
Good at
Rams to Waterloo.
It's a great at-bat by Youth right now. He is making Fulkerson work, and that's what you want, even though he's a guy down the order in the 5-hole.
I'm going to go McCarver on you. As good as the weather was last year, it'll be just as bad this year as the breaking pitch misses. Inside to the right-hander, the count evens himself up. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Logan Butte, the DH. Brumfield Reddick also due up in the Waterloo half of the second.
Are you comparing that to hair dye that changes every year?
2-2. Swung on and sent up the middle. No, there's Matt Williams picking up, fires to first in time, and that was a great defensive play by Matthew Williams.
It was. He had to range far to his left past the first base bag or second base bag on the second base side. And at the last minute, as he was reaching down, the ball conveniently took a little bit higher hop, got in his mitt, and he was able to throw on the run towards first base bag for the easy play.
Brumfield, the right-hander, With one out, nobody on. Top of the second inning, takes a pitch right down the middle of the plate. No balls and a strike. One out, top of the second. Still no score. The Rams in Waterloo. And what has been a great postseason rivalry the past couple of seasons. Nothing to want. That's going to be right to float and not even have to move, and that's the kind of play you like. 2 away.
Those hands will hurt. That was right off the end of the barrel with that rubber caps on the tip. I'm telling you right now, he will feel that. He's not wanting to slap any flies in the dugout right now.
You know what that's going to be like.
You can just tell by the way it hit, by the end of the bat. Been there before.
That was a definite leave-me-alone moment as Jeremy Reddick will stand in, swings with an outside pitch. It's no balls and a strike. 2 gone. The bases are empty in the top half of the scoreless second inning for Brendan Klein Field. Fulkerson gets set. Fires another one, but misses high this time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Man, oh, man. What a day of baseball we have in store for you here from Mount Vernon. This will be the 4th time these two teams have met since 2011. As the 1-1 is going to be foul tipped. At least I thought. Should be 1-2. It is. 2 gone. Nobody aboard. Top of the second inning. Still no score here from BK. Set. Here comes the 1-2. Ooh. They chase outside. They're going to appeal. Nope, says first base umpire, and it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. The weather not looking good for this weekend's games. 2-2 coming, swung and a miss, and that'll do us. 1-2-3 go the Dogs at the top of the second. We head to the home half with Weber, Flota, and Harrison due up. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
The Medicine Shop wants to become your pharmacy of choice. It's so easy to transfer your prescription. All it takes is a phone call from you. And the Medicine Shop will take care of the rest. They accept Medco, TRICARE, Express Scripts, and many 90-day plans as well. Plus, you'll find their pharmacy staff so helpful. No long wait times, no hassles getting in and out of their pharmacy. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
In almost every case, if a person has PPO or HMO insurance where they pay a copay at the cash register, that copay will be identical wherever you go. And even if your card says Humana or Walmart or Walgreens, chances are you can use that prescription card anywhere. Just to be sure, give us a call and we can tell you over the phone if that's the case with your specific plan.
Don't forget to ask the Medicine Shop about delivery service to your home or workplace. Convenience and friendliness, all for the same cost. Only at the Medicine Shop, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXSports.com.
And we welcome you back, Rams Baseball, WMIX, WMIXSports.com. As you just heard, we're about 7 shy at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. We head to the bottom of the second for Brendan Klein Field at the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. We're due up. It'll be 7, make that 6, 7, and 8. Thomas Weber, Trevor Flota, and Sawyer Harrison for the Rams. We are scoreless. The first pitch sails high and inside to the right-handed Weber. That's 1-0. How about you stay put, Paper? That'd be a great idea for you right now as we wait the 1-0 pitch from Wittenauer, and this one is going to be fouled off. That's not going to feel good. It's right to the that thing down there on the left.
Like he hit the knob of the hand. It's like he hit the knob.
Hey, that is
not good at all. Like you're hitting a thunder stick, those of you know what I'm talking about.
What's that? Batting cage. Thank goodness. Finally figured it out beyond the third base dugout. That's where the foul ball went. Now the 1-1. This is going to be a ground ball, same distance, same location.
And if you're a pitcher and you see a guy swing and pull one like that, and you know the sound, you know the feeling, you go right back in there, and you go inside corner here on this at-bat to see if that guy really wants to swing that bat.
Wittenauer, the pitcher for the Bulldogs, trying to attack on 1-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Weber gets it started in the home half of the second. Still no score here from the King City. We're presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. See Joe and Joy for residential loan at Community First Bank of the Heartland. Find out more at ComFirstBank.net. 1-2 the count. Weber gets set. Ooh, and that'll be rung up outside corner. Well-located pitch by Wittenauer. That'll be the first strikeout.
Adam Wainwright curveball, 12-6. Slow variety, dropped right top to bottom in the zone. Caught Mr. Weber looking in Flota.
Tickled my knees.
It was nasty. You don't see pitch like that very often at this level thrown that well.
And a right-hander Flota will stand in, base 71 out. This could be the first base hit of the ball game. It will be, maybe, as the right fielder throws to first. Good backup on the play by Johnny Albers. That was not a good throw.
Well, the right fielder didn't come and charge in on it like he probably should have. Had he come in and charged it, he probably might have a play to throw Flota out at first. Problem was he laid back on it too much and was unable to get a good enough throw on it, and that's when we had catastrophe with the first baseman and floater running into each other.
Let's the runner on with one out. Bottom of the second inning for Sawyer Harrison. Out of the stretch will come Whitnauer. Infield playing a double play. Death here comes, and that'll be down the middle but high. 1 ball, no strikes to Harrison. Rams have stranded a pair today. After the third base runner aboard, but that was their first hit of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some chatter coming out of the Rams dugout. The right-hander Whitnauer gets set, ready to fire. Nope's going to check over from the runner at first base and back safely with a head-first dive. It's Trevor.
You speak of the chatter. It's one of these days, you're not going to have a lot of fans and people here like there were at the last home game. You've got to make your own excitement in this case.
That's what the Rams are trying to do in the home dugout. 1-0 coming to Harrison. Inside on the hands, and this will be a shallow fly ball to Brumfield out and right. Thought about throwing back at first base behind Flota, but that'll just be 2 away.
Yeah, tough pitch. Right idea by Harrison. He just did not get his hands tucked in enough to try to put some drive on that pitch, on that fastball. Had to take it off the handle, though, until a weak fly out to the right fielder.
So we have 2 gone. Runner on first base for the Rams in the bottom of the second. As we see Jake Pike, the lefty, stand in. Takes it high and away, ball 1. Sarah Staley of Country Financial is one of our many Rams boosters here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Tell you about her in just a moment. This is the iPad. Too cold for that, though, as they check on the runner at first, and back with a head-first dive, and safely is Mr. Flota. Tomorrow is the day that anything could happen. Are you ready? When you meet with Sarah Staley at Country Financial Mount Vernon, you get a one-on-one relationship and a plan that meets your goals. Country Financial. What's your idea of financial security? Rams looking for a little run security here with the runner Flota getting a little bit of a lead off of first, but a pitch comes inside on the corner to Pike, 1-1. 1 on, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning, no score, but the Rams at least got in the first hit of the ball game. Against a tough Waterloo team that went to state just a couple of seasons ago behind a guy in the Chicago Cubs organization now, Garrett Schlecht. 1-1 coming. Ooh, off speed, and Pike is up. He spits it down the right field line, and that is back to the wall. Flota's going to be waved around. He stop looking at the wall and try to head for home. As Pike heads into second base, he'll be held up there, and that's going to be an RBI double for Jake Pike.
Beyond me, with 2 outs, your head needs to be down and running. No sense to look back. That ball is 325 feet away off the fence. Take off running and score, and Trevor Flota does, and Jake Pike puts the Rams on top 1-0.
There we go. The Rams get the first run of the game. We'll see how huge that is, the weather being what it is today. Still about 31, 32 degrees. What we got in the King City?
They're going to appeal, I believe, maybe.
Nope, guess not. Pike will get a lead off of second base for Matty Williams to stand in. Grounded out to the pitcher his last time up to lead off the first for the Rams. They're on top 1-0. You're in the bottom of the second inning. See what happens. Matty will swing through on the first pitch, and it'll be 0-1.
See, notice, driving it to right field. Let that wind take care of it, and blew it over the right fielder's head.
And that paid dividends for the Rams offensively. Up 1-0, bottom of the second over Waterloo. Bulldogs trying to get this last out on a curveball. It'll come inside, and it looks like it just misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
On Whitnauer, I'm like, where was that? That's a pitcher's pitch there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. There's no doubt about that.
Going down the road to Red Lake. Is it not?
That's what I thought. Yeah, I don't remember if that was the kid they were talking. 1-1 coming. This is low and away. 2 balls and a strike as Williams now ahead in the count with Landon Thomas on deck for the Rams. 2 outs and a runner on second, so it's an RBI chance. Though the Rams have played at 1 here in the inning to take a 1-0 lead, and on a day like today, that's a commanding 1-0 lead. Hey. Reminds me of a Price is Right game. Ground ball to third, that'll get through. Pike is going to be held up at third base, and looked like the third baseman just took the eye off the ball as he thought it was already in his glove.
He's not going to throw him out. That ball, Matthew Williams is over halfway down the line. The ball hadn't even got to him yet. I'll give that a hit. There's no way he throws Matthew out there.
What was that game on Price is Right where you had to ask if you had so many numbers right and a horn?
You had to write them up on the thing.
Blah, blah, blah. Do I have X amount of numbers right?
Yes.
That one?
You're given 3 or 4 numbers. Yeah, they've...
Oh, 2 on, 2 gone. We're in the home half of the second as LT stands in with an RBI shot. Let's see what happens from Whitnauer. Outside that time. Good pitch. Thomas will swing through, 0-1.
Yeah, Landon was setting up fastball, and the only problem was Whitnauer threw curve, took a little off of it, and pulled the string.
It's a great day to just sit in your truck, and if you know we're on, listen to us. Oh, we'll take you down memory lane at times. 0-1 coming. That's going to be inside. Thomas will turn in. 1-1.
It's a great day. Frozen day. That groundhog must have had something in his hole, because he's not been truthful about spring.
They're never going to see that particular fill again.
No.
1-1 the count. Runners are at the corners with 2 out. They'll check on the runner at first base. Williams back with a head-first dive.
Mr. Williams was leaning there at first base.
You bet he was.
Looked like he had intentions of not staying at first.
And I was still amazed they're playing Thomas to go the opposite way a little bit as center field shades slightly, but I'm amazed at how far over toward the foul line the right fielder is. See if Thomas can make it pay dividends. On the 1-1, 2 gone, bottom of the second, Rams on top, 1-0. Pitch is on the way. Soft hit ground ball back to the pitcher, picked up by Whitnow over to first in time. And that'll quiet the Rams' bats here in the second, but the damage done as the Rams take a 1-0 lead. This is Mount for the Baseball from WMIX Sports.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois welcomes Dr. Beth Conrarty to their medical staff. Dr. Conrarty specializes in comprehensive pain management using a multidisciplinary team approach by working with other specialists for optimal diagnosis and treatment of pain. Dr. Conrarty will treat most conditions of the spine, including management of cancer pain. Dr. Beth Conrarty, helping to make life better day after day at the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois in Mount Vernon. Call 618-242-3778.
With 2 new hospitals, trusted physicians, and dedicated staff, it's clear that our local healthcare industry is helping to make our community stronger every day. Hi, I'm Terry Prosize, a commercial lender and healthcare banking specialist at Community First Bank. I'm putting over 20 years of healthcare and business experience to work for our medical community and local businesses. Whether you have an expanding physician practice, an existing business, or hoping to start a new business, I have the financial prescription for you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Effingham, Terre Haute, and online at WMIXsports.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
Hey, that means it's around the top of the hour. 2 minutes past. Good work by Avery Barton back at our Mount Vernon studio. I'm Chris Hugo. Danny Czerwinski is alongside here on the aforementioned WMIX. We head to the top of the third. Rams lead 1-0. For the Bulldogs, though, we get a portion of the bottom of the order before we return to the top, 8, 9, and 1. As Taylor Vernier, the left fielder, will get us started. He's going to check his swing, but send it up the right side. Picked up by Fulkerson. Scoop over to first in time. And 1-3 is your first out on the first pitch. Not bad.
1 pitch, 1 out. That's always nice to start an inning like that. I think we'll all take it. Here at the 8-9-1, you don't want to let them get anything going.
Rams lead this one. 1 run on 3 hits with no errors. All goose eggs on the scoreboard for the Bulldogs. Next pitch, I should say the first pitch. 2 Albers will be fouled off, and it's 0-1.
The electronic devices are about ready to be put up because they're starting to become useless.
Yep. As the 0-1 comes, and it's going to be low and away to the right-handed bat Albers. 1 ball and 1 strike. WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by King City Chrysler, your Jeep headquarters of Southern Illinois. See their selection at KingCityChrysler.com. As the next pitch just misses high to Albers. 2 balls and a strike as the hitter gets back ahead of the count. See what happens on this 2-1 pitch. It's coming. That's going to be a ground ball right back up to Williams. He'll wait for it. Fires over to first in time. And 6-3 will be your second out.
Ground ball out, starting to rack up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Already 6 ground ball outs.
That'll be the tail of the tape when you look back at the scorebooks in this one. The temperature and the equation that leads to ground ball outs. 2 gone, bases empty. Pitch right down the middle to Whitnour, who walked his last time. Ball's behind, 0-1 here. Not much going on today. As Whitnour shows bunt, lets it go, pulls back in time, counts even 1-1. Scoreboard updates would be powered by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance, for all of your insurance financial service needs. See Tony in his office. Find him online at TonyWilt.com or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. She's got the sandwich out that time as Whitnour was golfing on the 1-1. Becomes 1-2 as he swings and misses with 2 outs and nobody aboard the top of the third. The Rams lead this one 1-0, and a 1-0 lead in a game like this is commanding. Goes breaking pitch that time just beyond the glove of Float. It heads to the right center field. Thomas will pick it up and contain the damage to a single to the college-bound Alex Whitnour.
Curveball broke, but it broke and hung. And anytime you have curveball breaks and then hangs in the zone, it spins like a cement mixer. And that allowed Whitnour to get good swing on that pitch, take it the other way for the single.
Of course, if you're looking for the WMIX News at 5 with Jim Delaveras today, it's on 94.1 FM. On this Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday it is. So runner on, and he's going. Waited for the slow delivery. Young will fire on down to second base, and that one will get away. And the runner will stand second on the stolen base.
Whittenauer had been looking at that all game, and he took off on first movement. Fulkerson didn't give him a look either, and it worked out to Waterloo's advantage for the runner at second and 2 outs now.
Somebody studied tendencies. He knew just when to take off, and gets to second base and makes an RBI chance with 2 outs. For Zach Schaab. The 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch on the way down the middle, and that's going to be hit into right field. Pike was playing shallow. That'll get over the head, and we're going to be tied at 1. RBI double, maybe more. Pike will pick it up. He's headed for 3. The throw for the floater will not be in time as he fires in, and we are tied at 1.
Yeah, got one in the jet stream, headed opposite way. As I said earlier in this game, the wind blowing that way. It would behoove hitters to hit one up in that area, hit it opposite way from the right side of the box. And get another pitch. It got up in the air, got in the jet stream, carried over the outfielders, and the right fielder and the center fielder are both going to have to play an extra step or 2 back, maybe because of the wind blowing that way.
Interestingly enough, here we go. It'll be a left-handed bat rough. He grounded out to first his last time up with 2 outs and a runner on third. He'll send this one the opposite way, but it's foul ball. Shedding toward the fence. Nobody will be able to catch up with it. It's 0-1. Our next WMIX sports broadcast, unfortunately, will not be Lady Rams softball tomorrow. No longer a game with Hamilton County. It'll actually be Friday in a makeup game of the Rams and the Triad Knights. 4 o'clock, your scheduled pregame. 4:15, your scheduled first pitch. Weather permitting from Triad, from Troy. We'll look for a Red Lake College player of the game in this one. Red Lake College. Find there over more than 100 degree and certificate programs online at rlc.edu. We wait the 0-1 pitch to the lefty rough. Here it comes. That'll be a high chopper. Takes a wild bounce. Florida picks up, fires to first in time. And that'll do us through 2.5. But Waterloo comes back to tie her at 1. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
The 2013 Chevy Silverado is the hardest working, longest lasting truck on the market. And Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon has the best selection of Silverados in the area. Right now, you can get rebates up to $6,000 on the Silverado. Plus, get 2 years or 24,000 miles worth of free oil changes with your purchase. Nobody offers you more for your trade than Schmidt Chevrolet. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Southern Illinois now has a better home for sports. It's the all-new WMIXsports.com. Jam-packed with local scores, video highlights, and archives of every local sports broadcast on WMIX. Did your team win? Missed that game-winning shot last night? Didn't catch your favorite coach on the Saturday sports show? WMIXsports.com is right at your fingertips. On your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, or your video game console. It's the all-new WMIXsports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting. Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And we welcome you back. Brendan Klein Memorial Field, the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. We're tied at 1 as we head to the bottom half of inning number 3. For the Rams due up, it'll be the meat of the order. 3, 4, and 5 with Colin Young, Colton Metter, and Pat Bradford. As Waterloo tied it on an RBI triple by Zach Schaab at the top of the 3rd inning. So 1-1 is your score. As Whittenauer comes out for another inning of work, and the Winds have picked up yet again. Constant win always here at BK. First pitch of the inning out of the windup of the right-hander will come inside, but it catches the corner. It'll be 0-1.
New life for Whittenauer on the mound right now.
So much for that commanding 1-0 lead. Maybe not so commanding on a day like this. Kind of thought it might be, but 1-1 is your score as it quickly becomes an 0-2 count to Young. Right-handed catcher will get set back in there. There's a Dixon Ticonderoga. Gets misplaced. And we're good to go. 0-2 the count. Base is empty. No outs, obviously. Young gets it started. Waits on the breaking pitch to the third base side. It'll be up to the shortstop. Wynn picks it up, fires across, and not in time. That was an infield single for Colin Young.
Yeah, when the third baseman couldn't get to that baseball, shortstop had to go a little too deep in the hole. And unfortunately for him, couldn't make the play, didn't have the arm.
So Young now 1 for 1 today. He walks back in the first, but got the Rams' 4th hit here to lead us off in the 3rd. Puts a runner aboard for Colton Metter. He was plunked his last time. Later stranded in that first inning where the Rams stranded a pair. Whitnauer will get set out of the stretch with the runner Reeves now running for Young. As Menard chops one foul on the third base side, there's nothing to want.
And being the first game, interesting to see how long Waterloo lets Whitnauer go in this game, being that's the first game of the year.
All right. A little bit of commotion on the visiting side. No balls, the strike, a runner on, and nobody out at the bottom of the third inning. Whitnauer set. Fires home, and Menard gets a piece of this one, sends it to the shortstop Gwynn, looking for two, fires to second base, and he'll settle for one on the 6-4.
Yeah, fielder's choice that time. Shortstop got a late break on that one. He didn't seem to move. The last where the ball was already in play. And again, the middle infielders, it's hard to stay warm enough on a day like today to get exchanges done, especially on double plays, and both sets of middle infielders for both teams really struggling, as are you with papers.
Yeah, miss the iPad on a day like today, but it's too cold to bring an iPad.
The iPad would struggle right now, I'm afraid.
It tells you not to. It's below its operational limits. On a 32-degree day with wind chills around 20-something, here comes the first pitch, swung on a miss, and pat the bat behind 0-1 here with a runner on and one out. It's always a great day for high school baseball, however. A residential loan, see Rick Pigg, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking, Equal Housing Lender. They are the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams here on WMIX and online at WMIXsports.com. Don't forget you can find archives of every broadcast online. As we wait the 0-1 pat the bat. Here it comes, right down the middle, 0-2.
Nasty little slow curveball, just enough to make you sit there and stare at it. Pat the bat's got to take that pitch there that floats and stick that one in right center field somewhere.
Into that aforementioned jet stream. One gone with a runner aboard. Here we're tied at 1 in the bottom of the third inning. On a winter spring day in the King City, as Pat the bat gets piece, fits into foul, stays 0-2.
Today is the first day of spring.
That's what they tell us. I'll believe it when I feel it. The stay of the day at the egg can stand on the opposite end. Or is that the other equinox, where the egg can stand like on this, on its head end, not the butt end. The thinner portion, I guess. 0-2, and that'll miss outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bradford. Click, click. Runner on first is Colt Better. Gets a small lead off of first base. Not out of his comfort's range as Bradford will send this one foul. Well behind us. That hit. That did. That's not good times.
They hit our friend?
No, he's fine.
Okay, I just heard that thump.
I did too. I saw it. I think the vehicle had its doors open nonetheless. They're ready. 1-2 the count with 1 gone. A runner on first base, home half of the third. Pat the Brat looks to make something happen here. Misses in the dirt. Count evens itself at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's a good sign to remember Tony Wiltz, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, see Tony. He might be in his office. Could be online. He's always online at TonyWiltz.com. He might look for that State Farm Jeep. It's white. It's a white State Farm Jeep now. Look for it around town and get you a better state with State Farm. Not going to be many scores to be had today. A cold winter's yet spring afternoon with 1 on in a 1-1 game with 1 out at the bat, the 2-2 payoff, and that's going to be a payoff for Whitnauer. Blows it past, and there's 2 away.
Yep, little drop 3/4. Almost had cut fastball variety on that, breaking away for the right-hand hitter, and Bradford couldn't get a stick on it.
And Thomas Weber will stand in, the righty with a runner on. Rams had to lead 1-0 for about 10 minutes. Now it's a tie ball game, and Weber fouls one off on the first pitch. It's 0-1. Struck out looking his last at bat back in the second, but has had a pretty productive year at the plate in the early going. The Rams, of course, 3-0 for Waterloo. This is their first game of the year. Quite a few games called off today. Centralia Heron, among others in baseball action, decided to go ahead and shut her down.
Hamco at Pinckneyville.
There you go. Baseball and softball, I believe.
Yes. Fairfield at Waltonville session earlier. Softball canceled.
Just about anything in the Effingham area, what I recall in the Twitterverse. Speaking of which, follow us at WMIX Sports. We're on Twitter, the 0-1, and that is going to be a jam. Thought it was going to be a foul ball, but it's fair. The catcher will pick it up, fires over to first in time, and that That will do us through 3 innings. We're tied at 1. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Welcome back to Personal Banking is more than our tagline at Community First Bank. It's the truth. From our 5 locations in Jefferson County, the debit cards tied to local schools that we offer, the dozens of scholarships we provide to local youth, and even our president who sits at the front door. The Community First Bank difference is apparent. Our mission as Jefferson County's premier community bank is to provide the best customer service around. Stop by one of our 5 locations and experience true personal banking. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXsports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
WMIX and WMIXsports.com, regardless of how you may be accessing us. Always glad to have you aboard for Rams Baseball. We head to the top of the 4th for the Waterloo Bulldogs. It'll be the middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6 with Reed Hoffman, Logan Muth, and Taylor Brumfield. Barring any changes to the Waterloo lineup, we are tied at 1 after an RBI triple in the top half of the 3rd. Got Waterloo back into this one. We thought that 1-0 lead would be commanding on a day like this. We're not going to see a lot of pops. So the right-hander Hoffman grounded out his last time up. We'll take one inside. It'll be 1-0. As Fulkerson comes back out for another inning. Rams are in action. At least scheduled to be on Friday against Triad, another Valley opponent. This one's going to be fouled off behind us. Cal leaving itself up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Chris Hugo, Danny Czerwinski with you on WMIX. As the 1-1 will be a ground ball. Hard hit, great play by Williams off the hop, a cannon over to the first base. And 6-3 will be your first out of the 4th.
Easy play.
And that'll bring up Logan Muth. He grounded out to short his last time up. That was to lead us off back at the top of the 2nd inning. Rams Baseball is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. They welcome you back to personal banking. You're not a number or credit score. You're a person with or business with needs. Through the good, the bad, Count First will stand by you. Ground ball, first base side. Metter will take it himself. And there's 2 away, just like that.
Yeah, quick 2 outs. Keep it a quick 3rd. Get back in that dugout, get the bats up. That's what you want to do if you're a pitcher. They help your defense out. Right now, Mr. Fulkerson has 49 pitches so far.
Not a bad day thus far. The 1 hiccup back in the 3rd. Bases empty, 2 outs, top 4. Tied at 1. Good curveball. Inside corner that time to Brumfield.
That was nasty.
And just like that, it's an 0-1 count. 2 gone again. Bases are empty, but we are tied at 1. Ooh, goes outside that time. Swung and a miss, and it's 0-2 just like that. Good. We see 1, 2, 3.
Back-to-back wrinkles thrown there. See if he comes back with the 3rd in a row. Wouldn't speed it up for him.
Uncle Chuck pretty happy right now.
And he's really happy.
Pounded it high that time. Chasing was Brumfield. 1, 2, 3 go the Dogs. Top 4. We are through 3.5, tied at 1. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
The Medicine Shop wants to become your pharmacy of choice. It's so easy to transfer your prescription. All it takes is a phone call from you. And the Medicine Shop will take care of the rest. They accept Medco, TRICARE, Express Scripts, and many 90-day plans as well. Plus, you'll find their pharmacy staff so helpful. No long wait times, no hassles getting in and out of their pharmacy. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
In almost every case, if a person has PPO or HMO insurance where they pay a copay at the cash register, that copay will be identical wherever you go. And even if your card says Humana or Walmart or Walgreens, chances are you can use that prescription card anywhere. Just to be sure, give us a call and we can tell you over the phone if that's the case with your specific plan.
Don't forget to ask the Medicine Shop about delivery service to your home or workplace. Convenience and friendliness, all for the same cost. Only at the Medicine Shop, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball. We're through 3.5, and we are tied at 1. Due up for the Rams in the bottom half of the 4th inning, though, is the bottom of the order. Trevor Flota, Sawyer Harrison, and Jake Pike. We may see some changes to the Ram lineup. Unless there's some, no, we're not. There's exchanging balls there at home plate. Brian Gamber checks in, tells us that Price is Right game we were talking about is called One Away.
That's what it is.
Good call.
So I was thinking of the other one where you write numbers on a piece of paper and hit the horn or hit a button.
As the first pitch of the inning to Flota, he said he was all over it. Well, that'll miss 1-0.
Yeah. Cliffhanger was another favorite.
I just like the song.
Just the music. The game was generic.
I always called it the Yodeler. I didn't know any better.
Right.
Cliffhanger. And that makes sense. Pounded it inside of Flota, got out of the way to it.
Another one I liked was Plinko. You didn't have to have any sense. You just dropped the thing.
My most overused term every basketball season.
Right.
Plinko.
Second chance with the golf putting was funny. Yeah.
Hole in two, as
Bob would say. Trevor's at 3-0. Now we get away from topics. Then they have some really dumb games. You get out there and get on the show and you're like, darn, I got a dumb game to play.
Amen. What did it take to win both showcases? As they'll walk Flota on 4 straight pitches.
Yeah, both showcases
like
are
100.
Yeah, and you had to be close enough to both of them because they haven't have them priced. And if you did that, then you get the big horn going off.
I always loved the horn of fail.
Yes, bump on. Yeah, that was always good.
1 on and nobody out as Sawyer Harrison, the right-hander, flew out to right his last time up. We're in the bottom of the 4th. The score is tied at 1. The Rams hosting Waterloo today as they will check on Flota at first. He's back with a head first dive.
And then there was the dice game where you'd roll and go higher or lower.
Oh, yeah.
For prizes. That was always classic. You win a can of soup.
Always like that. And supermarket sweep.
Oh, that was good, too.
Yeah. And there's another one, Hollywood Squares.
Oh, hang on. I got it after this pitch.
Are we going to go for Sawyer Harrison for the ball?
No. I'm talking about there was a game, and I've lost my train of thought, on The Price is Right, where it was high-low, had to write it down, and then dice was a high-low, and I can't remember, so it was a supermarket game, too. Oh, then and now. You had to decide whether the price was then or now or later.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
As Harrison will show bunt right down to third base side. Flota's going to make the second. Harrison will pull. Whoa! Makes it safe. Makes the first save. The throw pulled the first baseman off of the bag. And so it'll be first and second for the Rams with nobody out.
Throw wide, or high and wide. First baseman had to come off. And a day like today, you can get a little bunts going, a little small ball going on. And now first and second with nobody out. It's a case where I've seen baseball games won before where teams bunted, and the other team couldn't handle it.
First and second occupado.
Third baseman will stay home, it looks like. First baseman will charge if Jake Pike bunts.
Pike had a big base hit, an RBI double his last time up. Drops a soft bunt. Third base side, the pitcher falls, can't catch up with it. Everybody's safe. And that would be a bunt single I'm crediting for Jake Pike.
He fell down, wasn't like an error. It's hit from Mount Vernon. Small ball's got the Rams' bases loaded. Nobody out.
This is a team that historically has always been able to manufacture a run or two, and that'll bring up Matthew Williams with nobody out. The bases loaded here in the bottom of the 4th. We are tied at 1, but how long will that
huddle at the mound
remain intact? Of course, they will visit the mound now. This is breaking the action.
Oh, they gave him an
where is it?
Well, I think it's more Price and Right game.
Hey, here we go. Here. It's breaking the action presented by the Medicine Shop. Stop by the locally owned Medicine Shop Pharmacy where customer service is our top priority. You can find Dr. Eric Black and his fine staff at 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or visit MedicineShopMountVernon.com. Mount Vernon Medicine.
The most annoying thing, too, on Price is Right, as we continue that here in the cold, is the guy or gal that always bid $1 to try to get up on stage. Yeah, they knew the prices.
What's that game where they punch?
Oh, yeah, punch and bring money out. Yeah. Punch out.
Like that one. Oh, it might have been.
That was kind of like a knockoff for Mike Tyson right about that time, the Mike Tyson game that came through.
But that hole-in-one.
Hole-in-2.
Yeah, that was always classic.
Bob would always get up there and make it, and he'd give his percentage of how many putts he's made.
Amen.
Speaking of golf, Matthew Williams up.
Matthew Williams is going to play golf next year, I believe, RLC.
Yeah. And they have the little stripes on the golfing mat because you had to get so far, you get closer.
Right. Yeah. 1-0 coming, and this is going to be a ground ball. If the base is loaded, nobody out, foul.
In this situation as a hitter, though, you got to calm yourself. You can't be jumping around like you're getting ready to meet Bob Barker on stage. You got to calm yourself.
You got closer on the putt because you guessed prices on like soup and soap and
$1.29. Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah. California higher or lower. 1-0's coming. Ooh, and that's going to be swung through.
You got to remember you're in California, too. You have to take that to the equation.
Always.
Because you look at it and go, wow, Illinois, that thing can't be right.
A turkey for $145.
Yes.
David Ruprecht, I believe, was the host of Supermarket Sweep. Wow. 1-2 the count.
Hollywood Squares. Joker's Wild was another good one. That was a Channel 11 favorite.
Bases are loaded for the Rams. 1-1, trying to unlock the tie. Matthew Williams will look a 1-2 pitch, low away for 2-2. I liked Hollywood Squares when they go to Shadow Stevens for the ball. I like Password. Circle gets the square.
$25,000 pyramid was always good.
Best theme, too.
Lock yourself in the arm pair locks. You know, with the straps, you could use your hand. Yeah, that was awesome.
Good times.
Yep.
Family Feud, 1-1. 2-2 now. Score is 1-1. This is going to be a ground ball to second. Where are they going to go with it? They're going to try to tag the runner at second, but if it is double play, it won't matter. It'll still going to run across the plate. It looks like that'll be, a 4-3
It will go
play?
as a double play, 4-3, but no RBI will be given. But Mount Vernon does take the lead 2-1.
So it pays off, even though it doesn't pay off.
Press your luck.
Peterson Market.
Oh, my God. The guy that had like $800,000 because he figured out the computer, that was hilarious.
The Rams are trying to figure out the Bulldogs. On top 2-1 with a runner on third and 2 outs after the 4-3 double play. Does get a run in. As 0 for 2, Landon Thomas stands in, takes a first pitch ball, 1-0. Rams baseball is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. The official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams. Welcome back to personal banking. They have 5 Jefferson County locations in your time of big corporate banking. Foul tip on the 1-0 makes it 1 ball, 1 strike, 2-1, and the Rams are back on top. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Rams. As believe it or not, they've gotten a run without a base hit here in the home half of the 4th. No runs in the first, 1 run in the second, no runs in the third, 1 run here in the 4th for the Rams thus far, if you're just joining us. As the pitch will come, and that'll be a golf shot. Looks like it might have bounced outside of the bat to make it 1-2.
That's better. You get to stay here and get another swing. You're going to be out anyway. Get another swing.
1-2, 2 gone, a runner on third base. Rams on top 2-1. Waterloo got their run on an RBI triple back in the 3rd. See what LT can do here. Wouldn't mind seeing one plugged into the gap somewhere as he will swing at the high fastball. And that'll end the inning. We're through 4, but the Rams regain the lead. It's 2-1 Mount Vernon. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
You'll notice right away that Second Chance Auto doesn't depend on fancy sales gimmicks. Instead, you'll only find honest deals with no credit checks and instant approval. Take your income tax rebate and use it on the great quality used vehicle you really want. Cars, trucks, minivans, along with small, mid-size, and full-size SUVs. Most priced under $10,000 with 3-month or 3,000-mile warranty. Family owned for over 32 years, serving the families in our region. Located on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And we welcome you back to Brennan Klein Memorial Field at the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square. Visit them online at fordsquare.com or check out their selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. 2-1. The Rams regain the lead in the bottom half of the 4th. To the top of the 5th we go. Bottom of the order due up for Waterloo. It'll be Reddick, Vernier, and Albers, barring any changes to the Waterloo lineup here in this 5th inning. Wilkerson comes out for another inning of work. He's been effective today.
52 pitches through 4 innings.
Just a couple of blemishes in that 3rd, but this team back on top. The first pitch, just like that, it's going to be sent out to right center field as that slices toward the 365 sign. This will be extra bases as Reddick will head around second, headed for 3rd, and this will be a leadoff triple for Waterloo.
Yep, leadoff triple into the gap. And what a start. Just about the time Mount Vernon gets a run, gets comfortable, Waterloo puts the pressure back on. Can't give you a scoreboard update.
Really?
After 2, Alton 9, Cahokia 2.
Gee. Scoreboard updates presented by Tony Wilk, State Farm Insurance. For all your insurance financial service needs, find Tony in his office. Log on to TonyWilt.com or look for the White State Farm Jeep about town. Runner on third, nobody out for the Bulldogs as Taylor Vernier looks to threaten.
Brian Urlacher will not be with the Bears.
I think that's kind of a forgotten time.
I think it was too. I think
Where's he going?
He needs to grab a pension because he's not able to play the position like he has been at his high level.
Runner on third, RBI chance. That'll be blown past the batter, Vernier, for nothing to one.
Yeah, wait on it. Yeah, you're back there behind the fence.
Easier said than done.
Exactly.
No balls in the strike with nobody out. My day. Sorry. Here it comes. Check swing. He went. That'll be nothing to two. Wasn't able to check it. Give you a check.
Shadow is now from the overhang, the facade, now completely engulfing home plate. About another inning, another 20 minutes, it'll be really tough.
Oh, yes. No balls, 2 strikes. The runner on third, inside corner. That'll ring up the batter Vernier. That'll bring up Johnny Albers with 1 out and a runner on third base. Waterloo threatening, trying to tie this game up here in the top of the 5th. 2-1 your score.
Johnny Albers, I'm sorry if that's not secret agent name worthy. I don't know what is.
Superhero is like common name.
Johnny Albers. Yes. He's involved in something fancy.
Also one of my favorite Clinton County communities. As we're going to have a visit to the mound. This break in the action is presented by the Medicine Shop, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Stop by the locally owned Medicine Shop Pharmacy, where customer service is their top priority. I'm sure they have hand warmers there. Those little heat thingies.
Yeah.
If not, I'm sure they'll have what they need to take care of you.
I'm sure in Clinton County they got what they need to take care of their warm needs.
They do there, too.
That'd be pretty good right about now.
Well, a lot of things would be. 2-1 your score. Rams on top. The tying run on third base for the Bulldogs. With 1 out, Johnny Albers stepping in. There's a leadoff triple by Reddick, and there the first baseman stands on third base, ready to be played. And Fulkerson trying to get the Rams out of this little bit of jam, but a little jam could be costly on a day like today, as this will be fouled back on the first pitch. Everything looks good, and it'll be 0-1. Let's see what we got. Oh, iPad, I miss you. Yeah, 0-1 is the count here on the batter, Albers. Whitnauer, the pitcher, is on deck. Next pitch on the way, slowed it down that time, ground ball to third. They're going to come home with it. The plate, not in time. The Rams will erase the lead runner off of the base pass, and now the tying run stands about first base. And that was a good play by Sawyer Harris, a good block by Colin Young.
Not only the play, but threw it and got around the runner where he had a clear path to throw it so Colin Young could see things. What a nice play by Sawyer Harrison. Play the game down there at third base so far.
Still not the play of the year, although it does belong to Sawyer Harrison, where he threw out the runner on the bunt. He slid as the pitcher, threw from his bum, and got the runner out at first base. But 2 magnificent plays already on this young season by Sawyer Harrison at the hot corner. 2-1 your score. Rams trying to get out of the inning. That was a good way to do it on the 5-2 putout. Leaves the runner on first base, however, and Johnny Albers, as Whitnauer stands in, takes a curveball inside, just misses. 1-0.
If you could get out of this inning without a run, Mount Vernon, the momentum goes in their dugout. I mean, just because the fact as cold as it is, but boy, you can get that runner thrown out, everything would be grand.
It'd be dandy. Runner on first, comes inside again, just misses. 2-0.
But you can't let up now that you've had that big play.
Cannot let up. They're going to guard the runner at first base. Fulkerson will look over, looks back, now gets set, fires home, comes inside again, not one to risk any damage, and that catches the inside corner for 2-1. What you don't know or understand about your existing policies can end up hurting you and your family. With the right help from Country Financial, almost any family can achieve financial security. Of course, develop a plan to meet your goals with your Country Financial representative in Mount Vernon, Sarah Staley. As the runner's going, this is going to be a ground ball. Good stop by Williams. Picks it up on the second base side, fires to first, and the Rams will get out of the inning. We head to the home half of the 5th, 2-1 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
America is a nation on wheels. Everyone has at least one automobile. We use them for shopping, work, everything we do. But they can be a threat. Some accidents can't be prevented. Your professional Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, can help protect you from a large financial loss when an accident happens. Call Page Insurance today at 242-7000 about low-cost auto insurance from Pekin Insurance. Ask them about the many money-saving discounts that are available. Depend on your hometown professionals.
Pekin Insurance.
I'm Michael Stack with a look at your NextRad weather. Cold with times of clouds and sunny skies. This afternoon's high 39. Very cold with clear to partly cloudy skies. Tonight's low 18. Sunny skies blending in with a few clouds. Remaining cold on your Thursday, high 36. A bit chilly Friday with partly to mostly cloudy skies. High 46. Cloudy and cool with a possibility for a shower Saturday, high 51. NextRad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, Rams Baseball. Home half of the fifth we go. New pitcher for Waterloo will be a right-hander, Austin Nunnery, and he'll be met with the task of trying to retire Colin Young, Colt Metter, Pat Bradford, 3, 4, and 5 in the Ram lineup. As the Rams got back out in front of the Bulldogs, and then some nice pitching work and defense from Brock Fulkerson and Sawyer Harrison, respectively, that helped get the Rams out of the inning. Colin Young, of course, a nice block at the plate after they surrendered a leadoff triple to Waterloo. Your shortstop, I believe, is now Alex Whitnauer.
He goes short, and I think O'Ginn goes out of the game, if I'm not mistaken. O'Ginn goes out of the game. I do not see number 70 where he was a shortstop. I think he goes out somewhere else. Interesting that Nunnery's in the game with Waterloo and Prairie du Rocher are being down there by Ruma, where all the nuns are at. Thought that was kind of interesting. Don't know why. It's a nice little place to have down there.
So that, correct me if I'm wrong, would cost them their DH because Ginn was replaced by Muth in the lineup.
Right.
That'd be a simple transition because they will give Nunnery some warm-up pitches here as we head to this bottom half of the fifth inning. Rams lead this one 2-1.
Well, that metal container I got right down there next to me, that hot chocolate's been in there for almost 2 hours, still scalding. The hell's going down the wicket.
It's like a weapon.
Can be. Seems to be.
So the right-hander, Colin Young, will get us started. First batter that Austin Nunnery will face. We start the bottom of the fifth with the Rams on top 2-1. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Rams. First pitch of the inning is the wind really gears up. It's going to be low and away to Young. He's out of the count 1-0.
It's not getting any warmer.
Nope. To be first bank of the Heartland is that breaks. First, the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams. The 1-0 is going to be low and outside, but it'll catch the corner somewhere, 1-1. Be first bank of the Heartland, of course. Don't forget, check them out. Woodlawn, Dix, Mount Vernon, and Oneida. 5 Jefferson County branches. That's more than any other bank. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC. Helps if they have friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs. 1 ball, 1 strike to Colin Young to get us going here in the fifth. Ground ball, it'll be up to the second baseman to pick it up. Shot fires over to first in time. And 4-3 will be your first out.
Mr. Whittenauer went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Right now on the hook to be the loser, unless Waterloo can come back in this one.
We'll see if they can. Colton Metter will stand in with the bases empty and 1 out in the home half of inning number 5. Nunnery gets set, prefers to stretch apparently. A cold day, can't blame him. Trying to punch inside. Nope, went off speed inside. Thought he was attempting a curveball. Catches the corner, it's nothing to one. Boy, this glove's going to have to go back on.
Yeah.
Can't write with it, though.
Electronic equipment is muted.
0-1 coming inside, and that'll be a slicing ball towards right center field on his horse's rough, and he'll make the grab. Not so rough on the catch.
No, made it look easy. Glided over to his left, called off the right fielder. Make the catch. And this could be a quick inning here for Mr. Nunnery.
That brings up Pat the Bat. Bases empty, 2 gone. Home half of the fifth and a 2-1 ball game. As the Rams are trying to hang on to beat the Waterloo Bulldogs today. A tough team out of the Mississippi Valley. Not that far removed from a sectional championship just a couple of seasons ago. Inside, misses. 1-0. Thank our friends at All Stars and Stitches for being part of Rams Athletics on WMIX. for apparel. That might be T-shirts, hoodies, you name it. If you want your logo on it, All Stars and Stitches can probably print it for you. See Big David, All Stars and Stitches, just west of Benton High School. Or call 435-5555. Pitch on the way. Bradford gets underneath it, but sends it for a lifted ride over the right field foul fence. 1-1.
Sun's gone. It will not get any warmer. Nope. Grass will remain dormant for another 2 weeks or so.
Are you expecting a frost or anything?
It's frost now. There's frost on the radio equipment. The remote mix 4 just froze over.
Some other things freezing over right now. 1-1 coming. Ooh, catches the inside corner. 1-2.
It very well could be. A couple hockey sticks, unless he's got a couple of those.
Oh,
NHL weather there on Route 3.
Amen. So 1-2 count, 2 gone. We're in the bottom half of the fifth. The Rams took a 2-1 lead in the home half of the fourth. Now the bases are empty, and we're just going to see if we can get much out of this inning or not. 1-2 could be make or break for none, or use pitch effectively. There in his first inning of work. Here comes the pitch on the way in the dirt. 2-2. The count's even. New life for this at bat.
No life in the Mount Vernon bullpen. Fulkerson's going to probably come back out for a sixth, maybe. I don't see anything shaking down there.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 gone. Nobody aboard for the Rams in this half of the fifth. Pitch on the way. The wet breaking pitch, and the catcher will tag the runner. We are through 5. It's 2-1 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
I know you've heard about mortgage rates being all-time lows, but have you done anything about it yet? Hi, I'm Rick Pigg, mortgage lender at Community First Bank. There's never been a better time at buying a home or refinancing an existing mortgage. The sooner you act, the more you save, and we'll be there to help you through every step of the way. For more information, visit us at comfirstbank.net or stop by one of our 5 locations.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Brothers Grimm hit the Wren Lake College Theater with an epic fairy tale where worlds collide. Into the Woods premieres Thursday, March the 21st. Take a look at the darker or grimmer side of fairy tales, dealing with the themes of responsibility, consideration, and everyday values. See the latest Wren Lake College Theater masterpiece at 7 p.m. Showings Thursday, March the 21st through Saturday, March the 23rd, or the matinee at 2 p.m. on Sunday, March the 24th. Tickets are only $12 at the door, or call the box office at 437-5321, extension 1467.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Rams baseball. We head to the top of the 6th inning for the Bulldogs. It'll be Schaub, Ruff, Hoffman due up, barring any further changes to the Waterloo lineup. Brock Fulkerson comes out for a 6th inning of work. The Rams on top 2-1. Good evening, Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Avery Barton is back at our studios in Mount Vernon. It's time called by the batter. Schaub will step back in now and get set. Fulkerson ready. Pitch on the way. Shows butt. Pulls back. Looks like a good pitch, but it's going to miss low. 1-0.
No, he didn't go. I could tell that.
No, he didn't go.
No.
Hey, he didn't go. I don't know if you know this or not. And the 1-0 will turn it into a leadoff single as that'll bounce around in right field. Pike comes up to play. Played a little deeper that time, and it paid off to keep it to a single. Schaub leads off the single here in the 6th. Now we'll bring in Ethan Ruff. A left-handed bat that could do some damage here. WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by King City Chrysler Center. 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, a Hertz rental car agency right there on location. Can't beat that. Log on to KingCityChrysler.com for more. Runner on first, blatantly showing bunt, is Ruff. He will stick with it. He'll be right back to the pitcher. Takes a bad hop. Fulkerson picks it up. Fires to first with ease, and that will be a sac bunt. 1-4-3. Either way, it's an out or runner on second. Good sacrifice.
Good sack, good bunt. Waterloo going small ball, just like Mount Vernon did a couple innings ago. Trying to see if Mount Vernon can handle their own bit of medicine.
That'll bring in Reed Hoffman. There's 0 for 2 today. Has an RBI chance for the tying run on second base here in the top of the 6th and 1 out. Fulkerson's concerned with the runner. Will fire home. And that pitch is going to miss in the dirt. 1-0.
Fulkerson had 62 pitches coming into this inning. No action as of now in the Mount Vernon bullpen or previous bottom of the inning. No scurrying going on.
1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Bulldogs. They're going to go behind the runner. That'll get away, but that's up the third base side, which will leave the runner at second base. Dangerous play by the Rams.
I think right now, if you're Fulkerson, you've thrown well enough today. You go after this hitter who's grounded to second, grounded to short, make him pound it to ground, not a speedy runner, and go to the batter.
They're going to check on the runner again. Good job there by the Rams, showing Williams, the shortstop.
Still Jefferson County play. Everybody runs that one. Has ran that play for 40 years.
1-0's the count. Runner on second. 1 out, 2-1 ball game. Waterloo trying to tie it up with an RBI chance. Here comes the pitch in the dirt. 2-0 here to Hoffman. Youth, the designated hitter, stands on deck. Interesting.
Nunnery is being DH'd for.
That's right. Your place for kid. Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
There we go. 2-0's coming. I think about that for a second. It's in the dirt. 3-0. Good at bat here for Reed Hoffman.
Yep. He wants to get on. That's what he's wanting to do. Work the count. Work that count. Make Fulkerson come back here. He's looking to Fulco groove one to him here.
See what happens to 3-0. Looks like he's got the green light. We'll see what happens to 1 out. He'll take it down the middle. Obligatory 3-1. Youth on deck here for the Bulldogs, trailing 2-1 in the top half of the 6th inning. We'll look for a Red Lake College player of the game. Red Lake can save you thousands on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to see which of the more than 100 degree or certificate programs is right for you. 3-1. Is that going to be right? It will be. Good pitch. It was out in front. Hoffman swings and misses. Chasing after it. The count's full now with 1 out and a tying run on second for the Bulldogs. Both teams, their primary colors are orange and black. Waterloo likes to use the orange a little bit more than the Rams. See, the payoff pitch on a full count comes inside, and that'll put 2 aboard. That'll bring up Logan Muth, 1 out.
Now, if you're Mr. Fulkerson, another guy in Nunnery who's grounded to short, grounded to first, you get another ground ball, get a double play, and get out of this inning. That's what you want to do in this situation. Corners are in at the edge of the grass.
Fulkerson looks into the catcher Young for the sign. 2 on, 1 out, top of the 6th, a 2-1 lead for the Rams. Barely at this point. Mitchell pop, but it'll be high to Muth, 1-0.
Folk has to not overthrow. When you overthrow, you don't have their stuff. Pitches don't move if you overthrow.
2 on, 1 out, top 6. Rams trying to hang on. That will be poked. Right field side, that is shedding towards fair ball. That could score a couple. Muth will Pike overruns it. That allows the first run to score. The second one, the go-ahead coming around. He'll be held up at third base as the throw gets away. And almost disaster for the orange and black, but we are tied at 2 on the RBI by Logan Muth.
It'll go as a single and RBI. I don't think he gets the second without some issue.
Yep. So we are tied at 2 here in the top of the... We're in the 6th inning, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
We're tied at 2 at the top.
We're not going back to replay any innings.
Well, this is the mound. This breaking the action is presented by...
Landon Thomas is coming in.
Yes, he is. The Madison Shop, Clayton Reeves will take his place. 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Their main priority is great customer care, and that's at the Medicine Shop. Dr. Eric Black and the staff have done a great job. Family-owned business for more than 30 years. Tied at 2, we're at the top of the 6th. That'll be all she wrote for Brock Fulkerson. So Reeves takes over in center.
Has 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for Brock Fulkerson. Can't be the loser, but he can't be the winner, but he can be the loser in this case.
The book not yet shut or closed for Fulkerson. Tied at 2, top 6. And we are going to see Nathan Goodsell pinch hit here for the Bulldogs. Runners 3 threatening to unlock this tie here in this top half of the sixth inning. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams on WMIX. Because of some rainouts and some schedule changes, Lady Rams will make their debut now in early April. And it does, unfortunately. We're really looking forward to getting out there and seeing a new era in Lady Rams softball. They finished in third place Saturday at the Fairfield tournament. Lost to Carmi, but had some nice victories along the way over a 2A power at Marshall. And then got a good win over a Fairfield team. Losing to Carmi, of course, in the semifinals. Carmi later succumbed in that tournament to Carterville, who takes the championship. Carmi finishes at second, Mount Vernon third. Fairfield fourth. Salem takes fifth place in the Fairfield Invitational in 2013. Find all the scores on WMIXsports.com from that tournament. Let's look at our scoreboard. Ooh. So a lefty and Landon Thomas will take over here. With one out on the top of the sixth. In case you're just joining us, we're tied at 2. A big RBI single by Logan Muth brought in the runner for the Bulldogs. And they remain threatening. Should be runners on second and third now. A major RBI opportunity for number 10, Nathan Goodsell. I think if he gets a base hit here, it'll be a very good sell.
All right, now if you're Mount Vernon, you got to get out and minimize the damage. Both times Mount Vernon has scored runs, Waterloo has come back. Mount Vernon scored a run in the second, Waterloo scored in the third. Mount Vernon scored in the fourth, and now Waterloo waited inning, but have tied it up once again. And with runners at second and third and one out.
It'll be up to Landon Thomas to shut this door. 2-2 ball game. Still in the top of the sixth innings, we have this pitching change. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski on WMIX, WMIXsports.com. As we're approaching the 6 o'clock hour. Avery Barton, of course, sitting tight back at our Mount Vernon studios. On the road Friday, the Rams at Triad, weather permitting. Saturday, weather permitting, a doubleheader with the Greenway from Mattoon. Still a couple more warm-up pitches for LT.
Well, this is tough. He may have been thrown on the side over their previous inning, but you run in from center field, and then you got to go. Not a lot of warm-ups on a very frigid day, so a lot of times pitchers on days like this don't realize how they need to get warmed up. And now with the pinch hitter, no book on him. It's new versus new here in the sixth.
2-2 ball game. We're tied. Waterloo threatening. Runners on second and third, one out. Trying to overtake the Rams here at inning number 6. Thomas gets set on the first pitch, pounds it in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Good eye by Goodsell, and a good block by Colin Young. Infield shallow. One-0 count on the batter, Goodsell. LT trying to get set. The lefty will come out of the stretch. Runners are on second and third. Major RBI chance. Major damage potential. This will be fouled back behind us. 1-1. The count's even. Reddick, who tripled the lead off the fifth, stands on deck for the Bulldogs. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, top of the sixth inning. Again, tied at 2 if you're just joining us.
If you really want to, and I know that Metter's in at first. Big chance here, 1-1, the right-hand stick and left-hand pitcher to maybe squeeze here.
Would not surprise me in the least bit. Both teams capable of executing the small ball. 1-1's coming. Ooh, misses high. 2 balls and a strike. It's a big opportunity for Waterloo. The Rams in the bottom half of the inning will have Weber, Flota, Harrison, barring any changes. Fulkerson did not bat in the lineup. So no changes to the Ram batting order. 2-1 count. Ooh, it's going to miss high and get away. And that's going to allow the go-ahead run to score. And Waterloo will take a 3-2 lead.
Yep, pitch got up on a cold day. It hit the mitt, but didn't register. Goes as a pass ball, and Waterloo has stormed back to take a 3-2 lead.
So they've scored 2 in the inning. And the Rams back now trail for the first time in this one. With a 3-1 count, they aren't out of the woods. Both runners did advance, so a runner on third for the Bulldogs. They lead 3-2 here in the 6th. And Thomas trying to get the Rams out of trouble. The next one is high, and that's going to be a walk.
Now you got to be aware of anything. Waterloo has Mount Vernon on their heels a little bit, and boy, they could get something going here.
Yes, they
of course,
could.
Reddick tripled the last time. He was didn't score.
He was thrown out on a great defensive play by Young and Sawyer Harrison on a 5-2. Waterloo's looking in for the sign from the third base coaching box with runners at the corners, 1 out. A 3-2 Bulldog lead in the top of the 6th inning. The damage does not appear to be over yet with just the 1 out. The lefty Thomas gets set, eyes the runner at first base. Set to come home. The pitch is on the way, and this is going to be a wild pitch, and that's going to allow a run to score.
That ball.
And the runner is headed around second as it becomes 4-2 Waterloo on the wild pitch.
Yeah, by the time that pitch just got away from Landon, there was nothing that Colin Young could do. I don't care who was back there, and hits the backstop almost on a fly. Slipped out of his hand. It's 4-2 now with 1 out and the runner at second. And right now, Mount Vernon can't get strikes.
Top of the 6th, a 4-2 Bulldog lead, an unprecedented 3 runs in the inning. With only 1 out, and stepping in is still Reddick, I believe, a fresh count. Yep. Now it's 2-0. Got lost on a wild pitch. 2 balls, no strikes to Reddick. He's 1 for 2 today. He tripled back in the 5th. Was gunned down at home on a ground ball to third. And he'll look over his back shoulder at the runner on second. Out of the stretch, the lefty will come. The 1-0 pitch is in and around, and that's going to be down the middle. Swung and miss, 1-1. 2-1.
Reddick that time was looking to hit one as far as he could.
Oh,
He had a big cut at that one.
Feels as if he's done it once already. Why not do it again? 2-1 count, 1 gone. Top of the 6th inning, 3 runs across the plate for Blue to give them a 4-2 lead. As LT looks back, and we'll have time called by the batter. 3 minutes shy of the top of the 6 o'clock hour here in the Central Time Zone. The sun will peer back out from behind the clouds behind us. A 1-1 count, 1 out, runner on second. The Bulldogs on top, 4-2. 1-1's in route, swung and a miss, 1-2. 2-2, I'm sorry. Look at the board.
Need a strikeout here.
That's about all you can have.
Need a strikeout.
It's something to set the tone. Damage done, of course, a 4-2 Bulldog lead. Rams will be playing from behind for the first time this season. They are 3-0. Waterloo, this is their first game. 1-2 on the way, swung and a miss, blew it past them.
And 2 outs. That was a big out. Now your infielder can play at the regular spots. The pinch hitter coming up here.
As this will be Jacob Mathenia. So Mathenia steps in. Zoom in a longie. RBI chances. The pinch hitter stands in. The right-handed batter gets the lefty pitcher. First pitch on the round for Thomas. Has to be high and away on a fastball. 1-0. Rams baseball presented by Community First Bank in the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking, of course. The official voice of Rams and Lady Rams Athletics are on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. 1-0 coming. Ooh, fastball down the right down the middle. 1-1. Not bad.
Nope.
Probably just now getting warmed up on a cold spring winter's day. Nice lead off at second base for the runner. Good sell. Thomas will look back, and the lefty fires on the 1-1. That'll just miss coming across the plate. 2-1 as Pena's back ahead of the count. Catcher Albers stands on deck. Get you a scoreboard of some of the games that went on tonight, what we can find on WMIXSports.com. You can always follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. 2-1 on the way. A high pop fly towards right field, and that is going to be some bases. That'll fall behind Pike. Run number 5 crosses the plate, and Athenia heads for second with a double.
That was just off the bat. Couldn't tell where it was. Lost footing. Sun. Just a bad overall situation for Mount Vernon there.
Wind, sun, everything. And it's 5-2 Bulldogs as they played at 4 here in the top of the 6th inning. And this will bring a conference to the mound. This break in the action, presented by the Medicine Shop, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Eric Black and his staff, the Medicine Shop, of course, very concerned about bringing you the best in customer service. That's who we're going to see now. No Thomas Weber.
Yeah,
we'll know how to get out. He will come in the pitch, and I would have to assume that we'll see Landon Thomas take his spot back in center field. Interesting. So your new pitcher will be a right-hander. Junior Thomas Weber will stand in with a 5-2 deficit at the top of the 6th inning with 2 gone. Runner will be on second base. Crazy game of baseball as the Rams are playing from behind for the first time this season. This will be the first game. This is the first game to have gone beyond 5 innings.
Well, and you have to credit Waterloo because their first game of the year, they've trailed twice in the game and have both been able to come back and tie and now take the lead. So if you're Waterloo here in the first game of the year on the road in a cold environment, you have to be very, very pleased so far with your effort here today.
Pleased indeed. It's the top of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Carbondale, Cape Girardeau, and online at WMIXsports.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
2 minutes past the 6 o'clock hour. Glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Back at the Mount Vernon studio is Avery Barton. It's a cold, cold day at the ballpark.
Cold's an understatement.
Yes, it is. It'll be a runner on second, 2 outs, top of the 6th is Waterloo. That's come from behind to take a 5-2 lead in the inning. They've played at 4. Their last run came in the 3rd. So multiples of 3 have been very kind to the Bulldogs here today. For the Rams, they've scored an even-numbered inning, so maybe that's a good omen if we get to the bottom of the 6th. As we'll see, Johnny Albers 0 for 2 today. He's grounded to short and 3rd. Fielder's choices last time up, an inning to go. Runner on second. The right-hander Thomas Weber will get set. Fastball on the way. Going to be high, 1-0. WMIX Sports and Mobile Studios are driven by Ford Square and King City Chrysler Center. Why wait for a service appointment? Walk right on in to the Express Lube at King City Chrysler, 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon. That'll be a pitch high and away, 2-0.
Got to come in and throw strike. Mount Vernon right now hasn't gotten that from their relievers as of yet.
2-0's the count with 2 gone here in the 6th. Ooh, this one's going to be right across the back of the plate outside. 2 balls and a strike. 4 runs in the inning have made it a 5-2 Waterloo lead. Rams beat the Bulldogs 7-1 in regular season action last year. That is their only win against Waterloo since 2011, as this will be across the plate, 2-2. Good pitch. Waterloo doing a great job in their dugout of creating some excitement. As they should be very pleased. They've scored 4 in the inning. They're up 5-2. Runner's going to go from second base, and this will be a foul ball straight behind us. The count stays the same. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Johnny Albers, the catcher, the right-handed batter, will stand back in the box, ready for the 2-2. 2 gone here in the 6th. The Rams using Weber to try to get out of the inning. On the way, high fastball and a good eye line. Johnny Albers to take the high pitch for 3-2. The count's full.
Yep. Runner at second, though. A long top of the 6th for the Rams.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Count is full with 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. First batter faced by Thomas Weber on in relief. Rams trailing 5-2. He gets set, full count, pitch, ground ball, third. That'll sneak its way through, and Waterloo's going to get another run. It'll be an RBI single by Johnny Albers, and that's 6-2 Bulldogs.
Boy, they have done a great job. I mean, you have to credit Waterloo trailing twice today, hitting the sticks, and getting up 6-2 with 5 runs in this inning, and still batting as they roll over to the top of the order.
It was led off by Schaub, who led off with a single and scored. And we're going to have a courtesy runner, number 14, Austin Bradley, the senior second baseman. And steps the former pitcher, Alex Wittenauer. No longer stands to be in position to take the loss. They'll take a first pitch ball low and away, 1-0.
All right, now Nunnery is set up as your winner, and Fulkerson is set up as your loser as we stand at this point in the game.
Crazy game. Yep. This baseball. 1-0's coming inside. 2 balls, no strikes now to Wittenauer. We're back on Friday, except we'll be on the road to Troy at Triad, as the Rams will battle another Mississippi Valley opponent. It's been a great rivalry over the years between the Rams and the Knights. The 1-0 pitch. We wait for it from Weber out of the stretch. Off speed that time, and now it's 2 balls in the strike. Whew. 2 gone and a runner on first base. 6-2 your score. The Bulldogs have scored 5 in the inning. Trying to come away with their first win in their first game of the year, and that's going to be a fastball. Yikes. It'll be off the throwing shoulder of Wittenauer, and he'll take his place at first base with runners on first and second now.
We'll bat around.
That'll bring up Schaub, who started it, had the single, and eventually scored the tying run. Now has an RBI chance with runners on first and second as they look at the shoulder of Wittenauer. You'd certainly hate for that to do any damage. It's promising of the season as he looks to.
Cold as it is, it won't hurt till Friday.
That's true. Or until takes a hot shower or something to where the feeling will return.
Action in the Rams bullpen as Tim Holloway's looking for somebody to come in and get out of this inning.
Needs somebody to shut this down. Trailing 6-2, top 6, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Weber's pitch in the dirt.
Yeah.
The shot falls behind 1-0.
You bring in guys like this in situations where you got runs on and runs in, you want to limit the damage, and right now that damage has not been limited for the Mount Vernon relievers.
Not at all. Looks like the Rams might be hanging on to come away with a 2-1 victory with 5 runs in the top of the 6th and finally a strike.
And again, it's not all pitching, but the pitchers haven't been able to throw strikes at times, some wild pitches and stuff like that, but the fielding's not been there as well. So that combination against good teams like Waterloo is going to cost you.
It's been a recipe for disaster at times. Nothing in one is a count. 6-2 ball game, and this is going to miss low. Pardon me. It's 2-1. Ethan Ruff, who's shown signs of promise today, stands on deck. 1-1 count. Runners on first and second. 2 gone. Top 6. Still a 6-2 game. Rams trying to close the door here in what has been a bad inning. This will be fouled back behind us, and that'll at least even the count at 2-2. Good way for the fans to stay warm is by moving around, chasing foul balls. It's baseball powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. If you're tired of big corporate banking, Community First Bank, well, they'll welcome you back to personal banking. 5 locations here in Jefferson County. That's more than any other bank. Woodlawn, Dix, Mount Vernon, and Nina. 2-2 on the way, and this will be popped up right side. Pike will give chase out in shallow right field. He'll make the grab, and we are finally through 5.5. Damage has definitely been done. It's the Waterloo Bulldogs 6, the Mount Vernon Rams 2. This is Rams baseball powered by Community First Bank.
State Farm, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, Jerry Newman. Does State Farm offer more discounts to more drivers?
Yep, like the good driver discount.
So it's for good, but not great drivers.
No, Jerry. There's also the multi-line discount.
For calling from multiple lines while driving.
You should never use a phone while driving.
I only make calls from my car when I'm stuck in a ditch or something.
Are you in a ditch?
Yes, I am.
State Farm offers more discounts to more drivers than any other insurance company. Get to a better state.
One more reason to call State Farm agent Tony Wilton Mount Vernon at 242-1421.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois proudly welcomes Dr. Brian Steinke to their medical staff. Dr. Steinke earned his medical degree at the University of Illinois in Chicago and has degrees in anatomy and physiology from UC Berkeley, and he brings prestigious credentials to the center. Dr. Steinke is a gifted physician and contributor to orthopedic textbooks. Call 618-242-3778 or visit their informative website at orthocenter-si.com.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXsports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski from Brendan Klein Memorial Field as the Rams will send Trevor Flota. Actually, Thomas Weber, Trevor Flota, Sawyer Harrison at the bottom of the sixth inning to try to regain a lead. They lost courtesy of 5 runs in the Waterloo half of the sixth. Yep. Now 6-2 Bulldogs.
A long top of the sixth. And for the first time this year, Mount Vernon, as you mentioned, behind, trailing late. First time this year, you played into the 6th inning. Things not coming as easily as they have the first 3 games.
And on a cold afternoon now turning to evening, we'll see what kind of impact the long wait in the dugout had on Nunnery. First pitch is going to be blown past.
Yeah.
Wow, fastball, and it's nothing in one.
Nunnery's got a little adrenaline, a little extra hop out there with that 4-run lead. Chance to get the win.
Nothing to one the count to Thomas. Let's see what happens. Out of the stretch will come Nunnery. Fastball again, pounds it in there, 0-2. 6-2 Waterloo. Rams just going to seem to find many outs. The top half of the sixth. The Bulldogs come storming back to take a 4-run lead. 0-2 the count to Weber to get us started with nobody on, nobody out, obviously. Nunnery gets set again. Stretch pitcher. Ooh, just misses low, 1-2.
Little bark from the dugout that time. That was a pretty good pitch there by Nunnery.
1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Weber gets it started. The Rams hope to be a long inning of their own. Pitch is on the way from Nunnery. Catch. Ooh. Does not catch the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Good eye. With hindsight being 20/20. Loda waits for his chance on deck, hoping that Thomas Weber will get aboard. The 2-2 pitches in around. That's going to catch low, but it's a backward strikeout. And Nunnery has been nothing short of effective.
Offering nothing right now. Fastball, low and away. And boy, he has been solid coming into the ball game.
Definitely a great arm in the cupboard of Waterloo. 6-2 score, 6 runs on 4 hits for the Bulldogs, 2 runs on 5 hits for the Rams. As Flota stands in, bases empty, 1 out, inside corner on the fastball, and it's 0-1.
Football's a funny game, though, that momentum. You can tell Waterloo's got a little extra hop in their step.
Amen to that. Flota's, I'll figure it out. Can't read my writing. It looks like 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. Oh, low and away. It's going to be 1-1. With 1 out, the base is empty. 6-2 ball game. Waterloo leading. They beat the Rams 2-1 in that regional semifinal game last year that went 9 innings. What a game that was. The 1-1 in or out. Ooh, going to be high. 2 balls and a strike down to T. Flo with Sawyer Harrison.
If you're at Mount Vernon, you just need runners. So you got to get on base any way you can.
See what they give Flota on the 2-1 with the bases empty. Everybody at normal depth. Center fielder, of course, shading for the pull. Pitches in around. That's going to be low. Good eye by T. Flo. 3-1. Not bad. On the air Friday, 4 o'clock's your pregame for the Rams and the Triad Knights. We hope it'll be a warmer day. Shouldn't be much warmer. 3-1. Ooh, outside corner just misses. And now it'll be a 1-out walk issue to Flota. So he has reached base all 3 times today. Could be up to him and Sawyer Harrison and some others for a Red Lake College player of the game. Red Lake College, where you can save thousands in your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to find out how. Don't forget to check out their spring play. You can find more information on that online. Find out from the box office. With 1 out, in steps Sawyer Harrison, takes the first pitch low, and it's 1-0. And the Rams are trying to put together a big inning. Got to take baby steps. We're going to visit for the mound?
Yeah, got some mechanic issue, got some arm dropping going on, and Waterloo's not going to tolerate that. Coach is going to go to the mound and talk it over.
Yeah, they are. This pause in the action. Presented by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Mount Vernon, where customer service is their top priority. See Eric Black, Dr. Eric Black with staff at Medicine Shop, 2339 Broadway. 6-2, conversation's over. Waterloo's on top. We're here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Waterloo played at 5 in their half. The Rams have gotten a runner aboard here in the home half with 1 out. Sawyer Harrison stepping in. Reached on an error his last time up. Flew out to right his first. Nunnery gets set, comes inside, and that'll be 2-0 now. Nunnery came on in relief of the starting pitcher, Whitnauer's been very, very effective with 1-2-3 his last inning. And now Harrison gets a piece of this one, sends that deep in the left field, but plenty of real estate for the left fielder who makes the grab, and that'll be 1-2 away.
The ball was ripped. The only problem is on a cold day, the wind blowing in across the field from left to right, nowhere for that to carry, and Verner just turned back, kept going. That deep fence made the catch. There's nothing else that would lead me to believe that March of last year that would not have been off the scoreboard. Yep. Ooh. Cold day here from BK, and it means other things. 2 outs and a runner on first. The lefty Jake Pike will stand in against the right-hander Nunnery, and he will attack the outside corner, and rightfully so. It's 0-1. 6-2 ball game. Waterloo scored an unbelievable 5 runs at the top of the 6th inning. As the Rams are playing from behind for the first time this year, we'll see how they react on a cold day. Luckily, when the games really count, hopefully it won't be this cold because there would be something really wrong in the latter parts of May. So 1-1 count on the left-handed bat, Jake Pike, bottom of the order. As the leadoff batter, Matthew Williams, stands on deck with a runner on first. Quota trying to toy with the pitcher, and that's going to be a strike inside this time. Behind in the count now, it's Pike, 1-2. Two runs, 5 hits for the Rams. Desperately need something to happen here. So 1-2 count on Pike, and they try to jam him inside. That's a foul ball, just barely. Count stays the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Probably ran on that one.
Just to be safe.
Hung out there, and that's one of those you get tagged out 90 feet from first.
You never know. When in doubt, run and avoid the out. 1-2 count to Pike. Runner on first base. 2 gone. Bottom of the 6th. The Rams trail 6-2. See, they send out to pitch in the 7th. Well, Weber remains the pitcher as they check on Flota at first. He's back safely. We can say that we are presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. This is a JV game. It has appeared to have reached its conclusion. As the bus is already back here at Brendan Klein Memorial Field, Pike will stand in, ready to go. The catcher behind the plate, Albers, gets set. Nunnery's offering, swung on a miss. With a breaking pitch and fans the batter, and just like that, we're through 6. Still 6-2 Bulldogs. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Southern Illinois now has a better home for sports. It's the all-new WMIXsports.com. Jam-packed with local scores, video highlights, and archives of every local sports broadcast on WMIX. Did your team win? Missed that game-winning shot last night? Didn't catch your favorite coach on the Saturday Sports Show? WMIXsports.com is right at your fingertips. On your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, or your video game console. It's the all-new WMIXsports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting.
Do you farm or operate an agriculture-based business? Then Community First Bank is for you. Hi, I'm Steve Down, Agribusiness Lending Officer at Community First Bank. With our roots firmly planted in Jefferson County, we offer the stability, strength, and personal attention that you deserve. Community First Bank wants to be your financial partner with customized products for both your personal and farm banking needs. Stop by any of our 5 convenient Jefferson County locations to see how we can help your business grow.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Brendan Klein Memorial Field here in Mount Vernon. JV game apparently not over. Bus got called back apparently to the JV field, thinking this one would end first, I guess. The 6-2 scores, we head to the top of the 7th and do up for Waterloo.
Or maybe the bus is driving around to warm up the heater. It's not one of these days you can just kick it on and about 2 minutes later it's hot.
Amen.
Yeah, delay's mowing for another week or 2, so I don't think anybody's going to complain.
I will. That's what I like to do. And the JV Rams win 10-0 in 6 innings.
Get back there, Bus.
Better go.
They went to the mall. Made a wrong turn. Probably had to go back. They'll go back across town and get the JV kids from Waterloo.
Yeah. Kind of an opposite affair here as the varsity Rams trail 6-2. JV Rams win it 6-0, and the first pitch of the inning will come.
I believe if both teams in this 7th inning, with that first strike call, you better be swinging. That pitch was on the wide of the batter's box.
The 0-1 pitch will be a ground ball, first base side. Metter some trouble. Morgan, the new pitcher, gets over there to cover, but Metter can't dig it out of the dirt.
He was there, had his glove popped out, and just couldn't find the handle. And that'll go as an error.
So it's Ruff, Hoffman, Youth to start the inning, and that'll be an error on the Rams. Their first error of the day. And
that hand gets cold, you can't grab on.
Morgan gets set, the right-hander. He'll fire it into the dirt, 1-0. Reed Hoffman stands in. Of course, he scored on a pass ball his last time up, and that ended up being the go-ahead run. Schaff gets set. Ruff gets set off at first base. Morgan peers over his shoulder and ready for the 1-0. Fires it home. Catches just barely in the zone. A little low, but it's 1-1. Good enough for a strike to Reed Hoffman.
It's not where you catch it, it's where you cross it.
Fact of the matter.
At this point, they'll swing.
And so 1-1 to Hoffman. This will be in the dirt. 2-1. Youth on deck for the Bulldogs. Rams trailing 6-2 in this varsity matchup. Top of the 7th inning, 1 on and nobody out. Tyler Morgan on to pitch for the Rams. Out of the stretch, the righty gets set. Here it comes. This is going to be jamming the batter. High fly ball, first base side into foul territory. Batter fights the shadows and comes away with the grab.
He had to fight shadows, sun, a little mound around the bag. He fought everything to make that play. That play was harder than the first one. Welcome to the game of baseball. Problem with the first one is your hand's cold and you don't have your phalanges appropriately warmed up. It's hard to get him to work. That's why the electronic equipment is vacationing today. It's not good on it, and it's not good on the fingers.
6-2 ball game, top 7. 1 on, 1 out for Waterloo. The right-hander Muth stands in. Morgan gets set. Here comes the pitch on the way. Drops down low with a runner going. Young will fire on the second base. Throw is there. Was the tag there? No.
Tag was there, but the ball popped out.
I was screened, so thank you for that.
I could see that on this side, the way the middle infielder acted when he caught the ball and put the tag down, and the runner slid into it, and the ball went out. You could see the frustration.
I set up a little offset today, and it's quite all right. Works out for you, though. I appreciate the help. The 1-0 was going to be fouled back. 1-1 count for Youth with an RBI chance now with the runner at second base.
Happy to be here to talk and help.
Amen. Happy to be here. Just a great day to finally get a game of baseball in. Would love to get some Lady Rams softball in sometime soon. Got third place, as we told you, in the Fairfield tournament on Saturday. It's the 1-1 misses low, 2-1.
Today's kind of day, you don't throw smoke, you throw vapor trails. Literally, because of comets.
Oh. Waterloo, of course, out of the Mississippi Valley Conference. Great baseball, great 3A baseball conference. We wait to 2-1. Ooh, low and away. 3 balls and a strike now to Muth, who had an RBIs last time up. Later came around to score in that 6th inning, where Waterloo overtook the Rams and now leads 6-2. Haven't looked back since. We wait the 3-1 pitch. That's going to be a walk. That was in the dirt that time, and it puts runners on first and second. As that'll bring up Nathan Goodsell, who actually ended up hanging in there his last at bat, pitch hit capacity back in the 6th, and was able to hang in there for a walk and later came around to score. Waterloo trying to really break it open now here in the top of the 7th. 2 on and only 1 out in a 6-2 ball game, and this is going to be low for ball 1.
Yeah, the bullpen hasn't thrown strikes, a couple of defensive errors. The doors have been open for Waterloo to come storming through.
First and second are your runners. Tyler Morgan gets set, looks back at the runner. Second comes home, but this could be a blooper to the right gap in right center field. That might play two as Goodsell's around first, headed for second base. They're going to wave around the second runner. Lead run scores, and here comes another for the Bulldogs. Play at the plate, throws not in time. As Muth comes around to score, and it is now 8-2 Bulldogs.
And right now, pitching the jet stream to the right side, right center field. That's when everybody's been able to attack today.
8-2 Waterloo. 2 runs across the plate in the top of the 7th. Still one out on the RBI double by Nathan Goodsell, and he has paid dividends. This will bring in Jeremy Reddick. He struck out twice today, but had a big triple to lead off the 5th. It will not bring in Reddick as a late change as he gets to the batter's box. Tyler Hebel. One on, one gone, top of the 7th. Waterloo's played it a couple here. They lead 8-2. Tyler Morgan gets set. Winds are picking up out of the west-northwest. The first pitch will be in the dirt for 1-0.
Waterloo has attacked the Mount Vernon bullpen, to say the least. Absolutely attacked.
It's been a battle.
And Waterloo has the upper hand, 8-2, and got to be impressed. They got to be happy. Long bus ride, come from behind twice, take the lead.
Cold.
And it's cold, and the first game of the year, you got to be happy if you're Waterloo.
1-0 coming down the middle, swung a miss. Ooh, bottom fell out of it. 1-1.
You're Mount Vernon a little bit. You learn a little bit here today. Your feet get a little closer to the ground. They've been kind of walking on air after the first week of games.
Led 2-1 up until an inning to go. Now it's 8-2 Bulldogs. Jack Swing looks like he went 1-2.
Yep, he's the one.
Didn't quite check it.
Learning experience if Mount Vernon were to play with 3 toughies this weekend, 1 with Triad and 2 with Mattoon.
2 very good programs.
Yep.
Always valued that doubleheader with the Green Wave.
Yeah. Weather may get them all, though.
1-2 the count, 1 out. Runner on second for the Bulldogs, and that's going to bounce around in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Heap. As Vernier will re-enter the Waterloo lineup. 2-2 pitch. Tyler Morgan set. Here it comes. Ooh, ground ball, third base side. Harrison with the glove on the run. Throws over to first in time on a great dig by Colton Metter. 5-3 will be your put out. That puts 2 outs on the board. Great play by Harrison. Good transition.
Yeah, Harrison made a great play. Metter made an even better one to dig the ball out of the dirt for the out. Now 2 outs, a runner at third. Vernier up. He's 1 for 3 with a double, a run scored, and an RBI. Had that double and RBI in the previous inning. Shadow's going everywhere now.
Runner on third, 2 away over the top of the 7th. It's the Bulldogs have played it a couple more. It's now 8-2.
Is this a hazard pay day?
As Vernier stands in.
I think that is a no.
It's a 1-0 count. I already know what the answer would be. Here comes in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes.
Cold hard cash today.
Amen. You get paid? I'm kidding.
Well,
great day here at the ballpark.
Her word, the
cold word, maybe.
I stole before.
2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs. That's going to be a 3-0 count quickly on Taylor Vernier. With the catcher Albers on deck, who had an RBI single his last time for his first hit of the day.
As you always accuse me of.
Yes. Welcome to March baseball.
You
were here last year. That's
sidekick. I'm a sidekick now.
3-0 coming. Catches inside corner. 3-1. That
a year in a row. I didn't know there was March baseball the last 2 years. Usually this is vacation time. Or I come out here to watch.
Sure. Runner and scoring. Wait.
Yes.
Where'd he go?
He's at third base.
The 3-1's going to miss low. That's a walk.
And the Mount Vernon bullpen continues to add gas to the fire. Got to get out of these innings with limited damage, if any. Mount Vernon's not done that.
Runners at the corners, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Albers had to take his pads off.
Name of the day, Johnny Albers.
I love it.
Johnny Albers.
But that doesn't say super spy. I don't know what.
I don't know. White collar.
Secret agent.
White collar. Site. Kind of name. Johnny Albers.
Good covert affairs. Good old-fashioned American name, as they would say.
Johnny Albers.
See what happens with the runners at the corners. Tyler Morgan gets set. Looks in, finds his sign, approves. Ooh. It's going to miss low, however. And it's 1-0 to Albers. The Bulldogs have done a great job of extending the inning and extending the ball game. They lead by 6 now. Your score is 8-2 at the top of the 7th with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Morgan trying to get the Rams out of the inning. Throws high and tight, 2-0.
Next week, Rams play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Spring break.
Let's see. Benton Monday at home. Tuesday at Effingham. Wednesday, Montini here. Thursday, Altoff here. Friday, DuQuoin here, I think.
You know it better than I do.
Yeah.
We wait the 2-0.
Culver's trip on.
Oh, that's right. Tuesday. You're on spring break. You can go.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
You just warmed me up a little bit inside thinking about that.
Yep. You'd see a lot of good friends next week with Benton, DuQuoin, Altoff.
Everybody. 3-0 coming. Oh, it catches the outside corner. Good pitch by Morgan, 3-1.
Since Montini comes down, we're already in their school district.
Fact. Fact. 3 balls and a strike, 2 outs, runners at the corners for the Bulldogs as they continue to threaten here in the 7th, top half. Pitch on the way. We'll get the Rams out. No, to load the bases. Play goes around in the dirt.
Got to come in from the pen. You have to throw strikes. If you're not going to throw strikes, you're not going to be in the bullpen very long. And now, Mount Vernon is going to make a pitching change.
Here's what you're going to see. Looks like Sawyer Harris is going to take over on the hill. This break in the action presented by the Medicine Shop, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Customer service their top priority. It's an 8-2 ball game with 2 outs and the bases loaded at the top of the 7th. I'm guessing Harrison
comes in.
Pitcher.
Flota goes to
Flota the third with Williams the second. They're going to put Kaninsky
in second. Williams will stay at short.
All right. Well, we do know this. Flota goes to third.
Yep.
And there we go. Oh.
And that is the rest of the story.
That's everything. WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, of course, we're glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside. Bottom of the 6 o'clock hour on WMIX Mount Vernon. A free service from Withers Broadcasting. Definitely the latest we've been on the air this season.
Sponsored by Ice. Ice, baby.
Sponsored by Cold.
Cold is warm. This is frigid. This is toe-hurting kind of cold is what this is. This is
the spring baseball equivalent of an Alberta Clipper.
Clipper's coming.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's not happy.
She's rolling through tomorrow night into Friday, and she is not happy right now.
8-2 is your score as Sawyer will take over here in the top of the 7th inning with 2 gone, but the bases are loaded. So the damage is not yet minimized. Ow. Will indicate where he comes in. Comes in right there. Should be Whitnauer, I think, batting.
Should be top of the order, Mr. Whitnauer.
How that shoulder's doing as he escapes. Becoming the pitcher of record. Of course, he threw 4 innings for the Bulldogs.
Will not be the winner.
Can't be the loser either. Not a bad day.
Nope, he just threw.
And finally, we'll get back to the action. Rams baseball is powered by Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. 5 Jefferson County locations. That's more than anyone else. See Bree or Debbie Ashby at Mount Vernon, and they will welcome you back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. First pitch from Harrison. Due to leadoff batter Whitnauer is going to be low for ball 1. Oh. 1-0 out of it.
That would be
tough to hang on to.
That'd be a ball.
Yep. Because he was forward in his motion and just kind of came out as he reached back just a bit short.
Pitch came out of his hand and actually ended up about 10 feet to the left of the pitcher's mound. Everybody's in shock.
Everybody was napping on that. That could have been a chance for Waterloo. It's a 2-0 count, 2 gone, bases loaded, top 7, 8-2, and this is going to be a ground ball, but foul on the third base side. The count will be 2-1.
That's one of those where you're on base, you go, that really happened? Oh, I got to get back. Or I should have went.
Yeah.
Oh, I blew that.
There, I could have scored on that. As we're blowing vapor. Have to. Whole day. 2-1 count. That's going to be in the dirt, 3-1, and a good block by Colin Young.
We're only showing 2-1 on the board.
Mr. Downey displayed 2-1 a moment ago, which means it's 3-1 now.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm right on cue.
Our man. Yeah. Very fond of these officials today. John Downey of West City. Justin Wine of Benton. 3-1 coming. Ooh, scoots outside. That'll walk a run in. That'll be an RBI for Whitmore.
Yep. It was 3-1.
Bases remain loaded. Outs remain 2. And
you have Zach Schaub to throw strikes. Mount Vernon has not done that out of the pen today.
Sawyer Harrison trying to get the final out of the 7th inning. The Bulldogs lead this one 9-2. Bases still loaded. 2 outs for Zach Schaub. And we have batted around for another inning. Here it comes, right down the middle. Good pitch. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. 2 outs with the bases crammed. Top 7, a 9-2 ball game. Waterloo on top. High fastball. That time will miss. It's 1-1. Put this glove on.
I got 2 sets on today.
1-1's coming. Ooh, misses low. 2 balls and a strike.
Everything is layered today. Multiples.
I got 2 pants on.
I do too.
I got jeans in athletic pants. 2-1 coming. This is low. 3 balls and a strike down to Schaub with Ruff on deck. He led off the inning. Got to throw strikes, folks. And this is a 9-2 ball game for the Rams in their half of the 7th. Last chance will be the top of the order. 3-1 coming. This is going to be pounded deep in the left field for a base hit. This will do damage. This will score at least 2. As Vernier comes in to score, followed by Albers. And that will be a 2 RBI base hit for the Bulldogs.
The problem when you don't throw strikes is batters will sit there and set up for pitches. And they'll set up for that fastball down the middle, and that's what Waterloo's doing right now. Their 11th run on 9 hits this afternoon.
Incredible. And they lead this one 11-2, as you just heard, with 2 on, 2 out. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. The lefty Ruff will stand in, takes it high. Ahead of the count here, 1-0 on Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank. We're in the top of the 7th. Rams will have one last chance in the bottom half of the inning. This is going to be sliced. The left-hander will send it foul on the left field side. Got well to play. It's 1-1.
One of those deals. Learn from it. Bullpen guys have to come in and throw strikes. If you don't throw strikes early, these hitters will sit back and wait on fastballs like they are right now.
It's one of those, tip your cap. See what happens. Nope. Just don't tip it too much. You don't want to lose all your body heat on a cold day in what is officially spring. 2 on and 2 out. We're in the top of the 7th. 11-2 score. Bulldogs on top, and this will be sent foul. 1-2. So Ruff falls behind the count as Harris works ahead. And Sawyer trying to get the Rams out of this bad 7th inning. You erase the 6th and the 7th.
Been a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, it has. 10 runs over the past 2 innings for the Bulldogs as their bats have warmed up. Out in front, comebacker right back to the pitcher Harrison. Over 2 meter for the 1-3. And that retires the side, but definitely damage done here in the 7th. We're through 6.5. It's now 11-2 Waterloo. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful? What sorts of things do we need to stay legal? I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
The Brothers Grimm hit the Wren Lake College Theater with an epic fairy tale where worlds collide. Into the Woods premieres Thursday, March the 21st. Take a look at the darker or grimmer side of fairy tales, dealing with the themes of responsibility, consideration, and everyday values. See the latest Wren Lake College Theater masterpiece at 7 p.m. Showings Thursday, March the 21st through Saturday, March the 23rd, or the matinee at 2 p.m. on Sunday, March the 24th. Tickets are only $12 at the door, or call the box office at 437-5321, extension 1467.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome back to Rams baseball. 6:39 is your time as we head to the bottom of the seventh inning. Last chance for the Mount Vernon Rams. Top of the order due up with Matthew Williams, Landon Thomas, and Colin Young. And a guy who has performed well today has been Austin Nunnery, the relief pitcher for the Waterloo Bulldogs. And a chance to take home the win today as his team played at 5 more at the top of the seventh inning to take a commanding 11-2 lead. Can the Rams bats make a comeback here in the bottom of the seventh? Find out courtesy of Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of Rams and Lady Rams Athletics, here on WMIX.
Top of the order for Mount Vernon, 9 to tie.
Let's go for all 10 now.
May as well go for 10 and go home a winner 12-11.
That was get it done. That was the final score, oddly enough, at 2011 as this. Catches the outside corner of the plate. Good pitch by Nunnery. In the regular season game, Waterloo won 12-11, if I recall correctly. Right now, they lead 11-2. It's no one count as the leadoff batter Williams falls behind, followed by Thomas and Young. The catches, misses the outside corner.
What about Nunnery is he's got a different pop. So that ball hits that catcher's mitt. The velocity, the pop is a lot different. Anybody have heard so far this spring?
1-1 the count. Williams gets it started right down the middle, but sends that foul to the first base dugout. Look out. 1-2 as Williams falls behind.
It'll make, if Waterloo holds on here, it'll make that bus ride back to Monroe County a lot shorter, or seem a lot shorter.
Not going to be as cold.
Oh, no. Windows will fog up, though.
1-2 coming. Ooh. Floater that misses high, 2-2.
That new school you and I have been to several times.
Very nice
Turf football field. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Good baseball and softball facilities.
Nice restrooms.
Nice restrooms. Good gymnasium. Hint, hint.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the seventh as Williams leads us off. It swings through an off-speed pitch on the outside corner for out number 1, and that'll bring up Landon Thomas.
So say we got to have a best two-sided gym. That's going to go to Effingham. I really like their two-sided gym. That was impressive.
Back in Effingham on Tuesday for Rams baseball. Not done a baseball game from there. Guessing you haven't either.
Just been to the football field a few times. Been to a basketball game. Been to Culver's multiple times.
Base is empty and 1 out. Landon Thomas stands in right down the middle. Pops it foul, third base side. Hoffman gets underneath it to make the play, 2 away, and the Rams down 9 or down to their final out. Colin Young will approach the plate.
Since we're in the hungry time, they'd also at Effingham have a TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, too.
Bases are empty, 2 outs for Colin Young. Bottom of the seventh inning, the Rams down to their final out, trailing 7-2. Which I'm thinking 11-2.
Effingham's a hidden jewel.
It really is. Crossroads of opportunity, I believe it is.
Oh, yes. The food as well.
Yeah. As Young's first pitch, this will be smacked foul. Right field side, giving chase to first baseman. Can't come up with it. Chased it pretty far. Sneaks out. And it's 0-1 to Colin. We were headed for a classic until the top half of the sixth. Since then, 10 unanswered runs for the Bulldogs.
Yep.
I've seen them overtake these Rams and take an 11-2 lead. Rams trying to come back. On deck is Colton Metter. At the plate, Colin Young with the bases empty and 2 outs. Bottom half of the seventh, 0-1 count. Nunnery gets set on for his third inning of work. Has done a phenomenal job. Nothing short of it. 0-1 coming. And that's going to hit Young in the left shoulder.
Comeback has started.
That's all it takes.
2 outs. That's all it takes. Something little like that. Metter at the plate. Got the big sticks coming now. Young will come out. Courtesy runner, I'm guessing. But the courtesy runner is nowhere to be seen. Here comes the courtesy runner.
They had to switch up the courtesy runner. Yeah. Because the prior courtesy runner had been used up. That'll be, he gone. Mr. Giants? Looks like it. Looks like Zach. Yep. That's exactly who it is. They'll get a little bit of a lead off at first as Colton Metter stands in. 2 outs, bottom 7, Rams down 9, and Metter will take a first pitch strike looking, 0-1.
Talking about Waterloo, Triad, of course, in that Mississippi Valley Civic Memorial as well.
Rams play the teams they need to out of that valley. Highland ends the season.
Highland, that's a quality opponent every time.
Somebody else. Oh, on coming. Ooh, this is going to be hooked foul. Third base side. Hoffman's going to give chase, as will the pitcher, and that's going to get out of play for nothing.
It's just a brilliant idea if that conference would play South 7 and a lot of other things.
Civic? Oh, the
Scoota's in it.
That's the fifth. The only thing we don't play in baseball is Jersey. Ooh, first person pronoun. It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold. It's okay. We'll waive the first person we and us thing.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, home half of the 7th. Last chance for the Rams.
I wanted to make sure.
This one will be gotten underneath. Metter gave it a ride to the shortstop. Whitnauer gets underneath it. That'll do it. The Rams fall here this afternoon, 11-2 to the Bulldogs as they come from behind and score 10 runs over the course of the 6th and the 7th. That'll do it. We'll head to the Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, I'm Bria Ashby with Community First Bank. It's always my goal to make the transition to Community First Bank as easy as possible for our customers. Our handy switch kit helps in doing just that. Whether it's direct deposit, auto transfers, or online banking, I'm here to help. Come see me at our 42nd Street location to open your account today, and let me remind you how banking should be. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Zero, zip, zilch, nada. The goose egg is by far my favorite number when it comes to financing. And now, 0% financing is back by popular demand. Hi, Roy Schmidt Chrysler dealer at King City Chrysler Center in Mount Vernon. That's right, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for up to 84 months through Ally Financial on the 2013 Chrysler 200 Touring and Limited models. And that's not all. You'll even get $1,000 in customer cash. The Motor City has reclaimed its name with the 2013 Chrysler 200, from the state-of-the-art engine to its rank as an IIHS top safety pick. You'll love everything it has to offer. Come see one of our associates about 0% financing plus $1,000 customer cash at King City Chrysler Center, 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or see our inventory online at kingcitychrysler.com. And find us on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Elaine. I've been a nurse with Good Samaritan for many, many years. One of the best things about my job is knowing that I work for a hospital that cares so much about the community. We're dedicated to attracting the best physicians and investing in the most advanced medical technologies. Whether it's radiology, oncology, or advanced heart care, we provide some of the nation's most advanced treatment options right here in Southern Illinois. That way patients never have to travel far from their families to receive the care they need. I'm always happy when families come visit, and starting in 2013, that sort of thing will happen even more. That's when Good Samaritan opens our all-new Regional Health Center. Everything about the new center has been designed with patients in mind. It features all private rooms and family-friendly areas that make it easier for visitors to stay overnight. I can't wait to see what Good Samaritan does with this exciting new facility.
Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital, raising the bar.
What is good sports talk, really? Around these parts, it's the WMIX Saturday Sports Show. Every Saturday morning after the 8 o'clock news. With a vast assortment of interviews and knowledgeable in-studio discussion. It's the most content-driven local sports show on the radio dial. And it's every Saturday morning after the 8 o'clock news. Only on AM 940 and WMIXsports.com. Where you can listen on your computer, smartphone, or any device. It's all made possible by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. The Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show starts now.
And we welcome you back to Brendan Klein Memorial Field. The final as the Rams suffer their first loss of the season, come from behind fashion for the Waterloo Bulldogs. They take home an 11-2 victory. This is your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside on WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Time to take a look at your Heartland County postgame stats.
Waterloo had 11 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, left 5 on base. Mount Vernon had 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, left 7 on base. Austin Nunnery is your winner coming out of the bullpen for Waterloo. Brock Fulkerson takes the loss in a game that took 2 hours and 14 minutes. Final score, Waterloo 11, Mount Vernon 2 as the Bulldogs go to 1-0. Mount Vernon gets their first loss of the year. They drop to 3-1. Get started right at Heartland County and help make your business a success. Heartland County, your small business expert, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. One thing left to do here today is find a Red Lake College player of the game. We'll take a break, come back, and do that. The Rams fall. First loss of the season comes to the Waterloo Bulldogs. Come from behind fashion for the Lou. 11-2 your final. This is Rams Baseball powered by Community First Bank.
I'm meteorologist Dave Bowers with a look at your next rad weather. Mostly clear and very cold tonight. A low of 16 to 20. Tomorrow cold despite a good deal of sunshine. A high only 36. Partly cloudy and cold. Tomorrow night low 20 to 24. The outlook for Friday, clouds, some sun, not as cold in the afternoon. A high temperature of 48. And then on Saturday, cloudy, may shower. A high 51. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
The Brothers Grimm hit the Wren Lake College Theater with an epic fairy tale where worlds collide. Into the Woods premieres Thursday, March the 21st. Take a look at the darker or grimmer side of fairy tales, dealing with the themes of responsibility, consideration, and everyday values. See the latest Wren Lake College Theater masterpiece at 7 p.m. Showings Thursday, March the 21st through Saturday, March the 23rd, or the matinee at 2 p.m. on Sunday, March the 24th. Tickets are only $12 at the door or call the box office at 437-5321, extension 1460.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Schmidt Chevrolet post-game show. Chris Hugo with DC alongside for the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, Vernon Klein Memorial Field, as the Rams lose this one today, 11-2 to Waterloo. Time for your Red Lake College player of the game. Easy choice.
Trevor Flota, who was on base a couple of times, scored a run, got the things going for Mount Vernon in the middle part of that order. Playing from deep, he played solid defense as well here today in this Rams loss.
That he did. Red Lake College, save thousands your college education. See which of the more than 100 degree or certificate programs is right for you. Log on to rlc.edu. That does it for us today. Cold spring afternoon from BK Field. For Danny Czerwinski, for Avery Bart, for all of our WMIX sports team, thank you for taking the time to listen to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. On behalf of all of our sponsors, I'm Chris Hugo, reminding you of the final score. The Waterloo Bulldogs 11. The Mount Vernon Rams 2. So long from Mount Vernon.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and online at WMIXsports.com. Rams Baseball has been presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Community First Bank. Welcome back to personal banking. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Wren Lake College. See how you can save thousands on your education at rlc.edu. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto, Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, Raising a Hospital, Raising the Bar, Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, and also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Sarah Staley, your country financial agent, Heartland Accounting, and by Central Christian Church. Your home for news, talk, sports, and America's best music, WMIX. Find archived broadcasts of Rams baseball at WMIXsports.com.